Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. I am Michael Petrow, and on the show this week, you've got a debate with Martin Navarro, Charles Fernandes, Jimmy Skinner, and myself. We are inspired by Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yes, everybody's favorite improv show from, I think, mid-90s to early 2000s. I think it had a good run for, and then it kind of came back. I believe Aisha Tyler hosted it for a minute. It's had a few inceptions. Anyways, we take one of their improv sketches, ideas, if you will, called Scenes from a Hat. Maybe you've seen it, where the audience comes in, they write a bunch of shit on a piece of paper, throw it in a hat, pull it out, they've got to act on it. So we are doing a debate with that game. We're not prepared. Everything that comes out of this proverbial hat, so to speak, all on the fly for you today, ladies and gentlemen. It took us 151 episodes to get here, but none of us have done any prep work for this whatsoever. This is the Marvel edition. We figured, wouldn't it be fun to take some of the old 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s comics from Marvel and cast what we think should be the next big Marvel show? So you've got some comic book heroes that nobody has ever heard of, including ourselves. You've got 4 rounds of it today. We hope you enjoy it. Let us know. Leave us a voicemail or a review on whatever podcast app you're listening to this on. Hit our link in the bio on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Takes you right to the Debaterverse. Leave a voicemail, shop our merch, get to know us, follow the rest of the cast. All that stuff is there. Like I said, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook are the places to follow us if you want to. If you want to see us do dumb shit, TikTok's also a spot too. So, without further ado, I have nothing but this debate for you. I have no more ramblings. I have no more updates. I have nothing coming down the pipeline. We don't have any new... we're working on another live event for you Winnipeg fans. If you missed the last one, we are working on one this summer. Follow us online. Subscribe to the show so you're always in the know. I give you Debates from a Hat, Marvel Edition. I will cue the reel, and you enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet. 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the Charter.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order. I show you out of order.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the place that asks your favorite question: what happens when real life meets real life? I am Michael Petrow.
I'm Charles Fernandes.
And I am Wish Vin Diesel.
Johnny Gasoline?
Johnny Gasoline.
I think it's Johnny Gasoline. We'll explain that one in a bit, ladies and gentlemen. Who's in Vancouver?
Too quick, too hot. The bootleg Fast and the Furious franchise movies that I'm going to be casting soon here in Vancouver.
That sounds like you're too quick, too hot.
Like Jimmy Skinner as Eartha Kitt.
That still is my favorite impression.
Try to get her pink slip.
Wow.
Ooh.
That was a good one.
Cars, man.
Mark would be Mark. Yeah, sure, Cars. Okay, well, it's Cars, guys.
It's Cars, man. She had a car.
R.I.P.
So, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. We're all in for a treat, I think, today. Previous to all of these episodes, we spent, and I put this in quotations, countless hours preparing these episodes for you. Some of them go right to the wire, actually. They actually probably start at the wire, too, if we're going to be,
Sometimes we talk about the wire.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's just, the wire. So, but this one, we decided to kind of combine, I think, everybody's favorite improv show. At least that's where I got the idea from, was Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
One of the games that they play on that show, if you're unfamiliar with improv, is not Debates from a Hat, Scenes from a Hat.
That's right.
The audience writes a funny scene, they pull it out, improv actors do their amazing shit, and we all laugh. Well, we've decided to take that game and apply it to what we think we know, and this is Debates from a Hat, Marvel Edition.
That's right.
And Greg Proops is in the building.
He is. He may not come on the show, he's just here.
Couldn't get Wayne Brady, but we got him on telephone later.
Yeah. And I believe Wayne Brady's assistant on telephone later, but whatever, attached to Wayne Brady nonetheless.
Brain weighty.
So what that means is that we've got 20-some odd picks of Marvel characters. The point of today's debate, loosely written.
And maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't.
Yeah, some of these could be your favorites, but we decided, hey, these Marvel shows are doing really well. We've all watched Moon Knight. It was the fucking cat's ass. And why not cast the next Marvel show? Except, let's not cast somebody we know. let's cast somebody we don't have a fucking clue about. So we're gonna go through a couple rounds.
What would James Gunn do?
Yeah, what would James Gunn do with Hell Cow?
Yeah.
What would James Gunn do with, say, Multiple Man? Right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's Michael Keaton, right? Multiplicity. That's the
Multiple.
Yeah.
that's the same movie.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
I like
That's his
pi-
origin
I like
story.
pizza.
Yeah. A monkey?
A monkey.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through a couple rounds of this. We're going to skip the what you watch because we just want to get right into it for you this week. So I have a randomizer on my phone with all the names that have been entered
We're
in.
gonna roll a d20.
Let me go get mine.
Oh, a real dungeon master always has their d20.
On it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Dice.
That's what it
Who's first, by the way, and who's second? Who's third?
You know what? I'll go first. I'll go first out of the group. So we're gonna go through whoever we land on first. Everybody, we're gonna do plots. We're gonna come up with a plot. We're gonna riff on that. We're gonna somehow incorporate the powers. We're gonna guess what the powers are before. This was Charles' idea. We're gonna guess what the powers are
I like that.
before we confrm what
Yeah.
the powers are.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what
and-
I'm excited for? Maybe
what?
in a few years, maybe some of these characters end up being in movie or TV.
Are we
and
securing
we can see
finan-
how close we get.
Is this
Yeah.
our financial future if
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
takes this from
Yeah.
us?
Hashtag Feigeverse.
I don't want to brag, but I knew they were going to make a CW Hardy Boys show. I said it out loud, and
Oh,
it happened. 2
Once
years
Riverdale
later.
happened and Sabrina, it's like, well, yeah, what
Well,
else?
obviously.
Didn't they?
For sure,
And
yeah.
isn't
Where's
Nancy-
Nancy Drew?
I think it's
Yeah.
coming.
Is that real?
I think it's real.
My God.
Are they bringing Emma Roberts back? though?
Encyclopedia Brown.
So much educational television. Okay, so here's the first name on the list, ladies and gentlemen. Draw a name. Oh, Hellcat Living Eraser Man. I can't keep up with all of these. We land on. Oh no,
Who'd we get?
Hindsight Man.
We just talked about this too.
Hindsight lad.
Hindsight Lad. Yeah,
Hindsight.
it's spell corrected to man.
That's so funny.
When does he
Okay.
get to man?
All right. Well,
I think he's
who
just a
knows?
lad.
Let me bring up the list here and just see where.
He's the sidekick that never was.
Who picked? Okay, first of all, who picked Hindsight Man? Was that you, Jimmy? Lad or man?
I
can't
think no.
remember.
I
Did
threw him in.
I
I'm pretty
thought
sure
you
I
did.
threw him in the
Yeah.
mix.
I
Yeah.
think that was you,
Yeah.
Charles. 'Cause I do have these all 3D.
I literally
man.
was like,
Okay.
dumbest-
Hindsight Lad. There it is.
Do
Yeah.
you want to read
okay.
his origin, Mike?
I do. Yeah. So here, let's go. So when their apartment building was engulfed by Darkling's dark force,
Of course.
computer nerd and general misfit Carlton Lafroige learned that his neighbor Robbie Baldwin was secretly
French too.
So French. That's the worst part about him, I think.
I got here. Known as Speedball, an avid fan of superheroes, Carlton threatened to reveal Robbie's secret identity
What a dick.
unless he was allowed to join the team despite his lack of powers. Speedball and the New Warriors eventually relented and grudgingly allowed Carlton to join as Hindsight
Such a
Lad.
douche.
So not only do they let him in, but then he just is always like, "Oh, I would have done it like
He
this."
blackmailed his way into the group.
Okay, I
And
would
then he just roasts them. Like
Why
he doesn't
wouldn't
even
that-
contribute
like,
anything.
How would that not create resentment amongst everybody around
Or
him?
whenever a villain's like, "I'll kill him," they'd probably be like, "Oh
Okay.
yeah."
He should have known. He should have seen it coming.
Well, we'll get to his assumed powers in a second because there's not a lot on Hindsight.
Yeah,
now,
I
okay?
can't imagine.
But
He doesn't
what,
even have
you said.
hindsight. Like he doesn't even have future.
That's
with,
right.
with what I just said, Martin, where do you think this plot should start? In essence, I've got an idea. I think it should be kind of like an after-school bully special, like a young Hindsight Lad, right? Because he's not a
Right.
man; he's a lad.
Hindsight
Right.
boy.
Hindsight boy, but like it takes place in an area where he's trying to break into something and he's an outcast. Martin, do you agree?
I like it. Like I think this is the type of show that those
Tell me.
kind of like MODOK. I think the show it's got to be like MODOK. It's just gonna
Yeah.
be silly.
Really
He's
over
not
the
gonna be a
top.
serious character, but he's gonna be the main character. But it's not gonna be a serious character. He's not gonna do anything. He's just gonna riff. That's all he's gonna do.
You're
He's just
supposed
gonna
to hate him.
roast people left
Yeah.
and right. That's it.
He
That's what he's
sounds
gonna
like
be.
a dick. Okay. Although the other New Warriors were initially leery of him, Hindsight Lad proved his worth when he saved the team from imprisonment by poison memories. Using Speedball's address book, Hindsight Lad contacted Night Thrasher, the New Warrior former leader, and the pair mounted a rescue mission. So this definitely sounds. I think.
Wait, all he did was go and get help.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I was. It
like
sounds
they're-
like he just dialed 911.
He's their receptionist essentially, but he's just
He's
really
basically Lassie. He's Lassie.
yeah, and he's really good at it. Clearly, 'cause he
Hindsight
saved
lass.
them.
Does he have a whistle?
No, his costume's really stupid.
Well,
What does it look
It's
like?
like a white. What is it? He's like wearing a white cloak, I think, and like a visor. That's what
I think you're
found.
thinking of Bong Man or Dr. Bong.
No,
that you
no.
picked.
Dr. Bong was very specific. I remember
God,
Dr.
I hope
Bong.
we get Dr. Bong.
Yeah, because he wasn't at all what I expected.
He was. I thought when I saw Dr.
Hilarious.
Bong on your list, I thought, okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Marvel did a Blunt Man and Chronic of their own,
Yeah.
right? Dr. Bong, but
Probably didn't land, huh?
no, my version of Dr. Bong's way better. Dr. Bong would definitely be a villain for
Yeah.
Blunt Man
Okay.
Chronic.
So, Martin, there's for you, buddy, so you can.
Yeah,
Oh, I can look it up. I'm looking it up.
There we go. He's got like,
Definitely looking it
it's
up.
like
Yeah,
speed,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's got like a weird speed.
Yeah, he
racer
looks like an
hammer.
anime character.
Yeah,
He looks like Speed Racer for sure, but like Hindsight Lad, like the H and the L, he's
Yeah.
so cheap he couldn't even do 2 letters,
Team Rocket.
right?
yeah,
It's-
kind of like Team Rocket. Yeah,
and he's
totally.
but here's the funny thing, guys. If you look closely on this, listener, you should Google this too. He's got rear view mirrors on his helmet.
That's
Side view mirrors. Side view mirrors.
Side view mirrors. Thank you. And I'm like, what? But
That's funny.
But he can't see them
Yeah.
because
It doesn't make any fucking
But that's
sense.
the hindsight, you know.
He doesn't need to. He already knows.
that is the hindsight.
That's the
Okay, so we have
hindsight
after school special. Do we all agree that this is kind of like young adultish, maybe?
Yeah, I could
I was
see
thinking
them.
teen sex comedy.
You know, do you guys remember Once Upon a Time Pixar would do like quick shorts before the movie, like that old
Yeah.
man playing chess against himself?
Yeah.
I feel like Hindsight Lad could be those 15-minute shorts for Marvel, and he would just be an asshole, or you know what I mean, or like the gag is like.
That's a perfect
you know,
place for this.
But you're forced to watch it,
Yeah.
because it's before your like presentation.
Yeah.
it's,
so
it's your
like,
in between shit.
He's the guy that you were in class. You were always forced to like have to watch that video or have to listen to that,
Hang
and
on.
you're like,
Am I picking up? Is this like a Canadian film board short?
yeah, there you go. Our heritage moment that you're forced to watch.
Doctor,
before-
I smell hindsight, lad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So who's Speedball? Robert Robbie Baldwin was born and raised in Springfield, Connecticut. He was
Speedball's like their. It's like a lame. It's like their version of Flash. I'm
okay.
pretty
Thank
sure.
you. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe a buddy sex comedy, Jimmy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
After school young adult buddy sex comedy.
Right.
All right.
I think of it like, you know, where when Clone High, like those like cartoon, like that's where I feel
Yeah.
this is coming from.
Yeah.
okay.
Because you need to be able to.
It's adultish but not adultish. Like Adventure
yeah.
Time is for kids but not for kids.
Right. Right.
You know, this is where Hindsight Lad would be.
Isn't Adventure Time with the food,
Yeah.
or is that Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
No,
No,
you're
that's
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That's Aqua
Okay,
Teen.
yeah,
that's
because there's a
Aqua Teen.
character that I picked, Mean Cuisine, which I hope we get, which is totally inspired
That
from
one
Aqua
was-
Teen Hunger Force.
That one was funny.
Okay, so young adult, after school, buddy comedy, buddy sex comedy.
Yeah. Body or buddy sex positive movie.
Sure, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
'Cause
like
it's the
body
after-
image positive.
It's the after school.
He looks like a
special,
piece
so-
of shit too. Like he
Yeah.
looks like he was.
He's
kind of,
clearly the guy that would blackmail his way onto a
right?
super team. Like just the way he even stands, you're like, yeah,
He earned his worth by going to getting. Like, just.
right.
He should have just known to do
It's
that.
like, it's like, how did he get on the team?
good
his
people
dad,
do these things.
His dad bought us a jet. He bought us the team jet. So that was part of the.
His dad is the prime, like it's those people in Formula One whose dad's the primary sponsor, and
Yeah.
they get a race spot
yeah.
in Formula One.
Daddy sponsored that.
He's a good race car driver. When he got to Formula One without your sponsorship, nope.
And like he contributes nothing. That means they saved the day. And he's like, "Hey guys, that was great, but I would have." And you're just like, Thanks.
I wouldn't have gotten captured in the first place.
Yeah, your helmet
Yeah.
doesn't have side view mirrors.
Did you guys notice I called for help?
That call wasn't cheap.
Okay, so let's kick into his powers here for a second, which is really fun.
On the document you sent us, it just says fucking none.
Yeah, it does actually.
Okay.
Yeah, he has 0 powers. So this is why I think it could be like a young adult thing, because we could emote. None of us have powers.
Well,
I mean,
when-
we're
see,
good people. But.
When I first read just Hindsight Lad, I thought maybe he's got like a Raven, like That's So Raven ability,
That's
where
really
he
funny.
actually looks and then he can see the hindsight, so he can
More like
have that-
Anthony Michael Hall in Dead Zone.
Yeah, yeah. And then he's got that one quick sec to be like, "Ooh, I just saw a possibility of 2 different outlooks. What decision do I make?" But it was
tuna surprise today. Thanks, Hindsight Lad.
yeah, right. But then no, it's so much worse. He can't even do that.
Just can't do anything.
He's just like exactly what we said. I think I can't remember. I think it was Martin, but yeah, it was just like somebody on Twitter. That's the equivalent of just
Yeah,
somebody on
he's
Twitter
a troll.
shitting on something.
Well, okay, yeah. So
do you
If I did Star Wars,
Do you guys
I would've.
remember when Mark Wahlberg said that if he was on that plane that went down in 9/11, it wouldn't have went down that way?
And you're like, well,
No.
This is what hindsight lad is.
in that moment. in
Straight
that
up
wait,
exact
wait,
moment.
was it before or after the fighter? The movie The Fighter?
My God.
Because that makes a difference.
Or the fighter.
Yeah.
He was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he's like, I would have stopped 9/11.
he does. This is kind of funny because his abilities include computer genius, expert strategist,
Okay.
amateur machinesmith. Can you be a machinesmith?
Like, what did he made Betamax or whatever? Like, is that?
He made Zune.
Yeah.
Accomplished researcher, trivia enthusiast,
That's
and
not an
capable.
ability.
Again-
hang on. Capable organizer.
This sounds like he wrote his own Wikipedia page.
Right.
Like,
This is
hindsight.
Well,
like-
he could be like the team accountant. Every team needs an accountant to
Yeah.
manage the finances.
I'm
He seems like a
extremely
very smart
punctual.
guy.
like,
I have good table manners.
I would say my weakness is that I care too much.
yeah, exactly. That's hindsight.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I say.
Yeah.
He does have weaknesses, though.
He does. Carlton.
Yeah, he could-
Carlton requires corrective lenses.
So you could just take his glasses away and he's fucked.
Yeah.
Contacts, baby.
Also, he's just a human, so you could crush him. You could hit him with a car, probably.
Humans have a lot of ways to be killed.
They do.
They made
do.
a show.
They made a whole show about it.
I think the first episode should be him getting LASIK surgery.
That could be.
That
his-
should be the first episode. Just where he's like, he's invincible now. Boom.
You,
No more excuses. Got LASIK.
you had a really good idea though, like the short, right?
Yeah.
Like the 7-minute, like the
Yeah.
love, sex, and robots kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
yeah.
that's more this speed because you get me to watch 21 minutes of this, or like or 54 when Marvel.
God.
This is a 7 to 12 minute episode.
It is. It's a.
And it's got to be stupid. Like,
It does.
really dumb.
is it funny?
Like I
if-
said, him getting LASIK surgery, episode 1.
Yeah. I think that's hilarious. Very basic things
Yeah.
he has to go and do, but they go like just fucking horribly wrong.
And then at the end, he goes, "In hindsight."
Here's what I probably should have done.
And that, oh my God! So that's really
That's
what
funny.
it is. Every episode ends where he has a Jerry Springer moment on himself.
Yes,
Yeah.
My final thought. In hindsight,
a Full House family moment. if you
yeah,
will.
and he can even talk to the camera, right? 'Cause,
Breaks the
that's
fourth wall.
What he does, he's hindsight.
And it's
man.
popular now. I think that
Right.
would go really well.
And because he's lad, that could be a season finale.
What
is
if he's like a
he becomes
grown ass man?
Yeah, that could be a season finale.
That's
is
what we get to.
he ends as one season ends as a lad, and then a season premiere is it's like John Cena wearing the costume, but it's like he's the man now. You know what I mean? It's like
Same costume.
it's all like fucking
Obviously,
ripped.
We didn't recast at all.
So as you noticed, I am hindsight
I'm
man.
a different man now.
And what's
Yeah.
interesting too, okay, so if you look at like Speedball here, it says with Speedball, he broke into Hammond Labs. I think this is how he got his powers.
Sorry, what's his name again?
Speedball Robert Robbie Baldwin.
Son of Alec and Billy.
and Steven. Don't forget Steven.
Oh my God, House of Baldwin.
Hang on here. Robbie snuck into Dr. Nicholas Benson's experiment that tapped an extra-dimensional energy source and was accidentally radiated by it when the energy went out of control. The energy gave him superpowers. Whenever Robbie was hit with an impact above a certain strength, he'd become surrounded by a protective kinetic energy field that manifested into the form of a more muscular body. Shit, my camera.
So he gets super jacked.
Yeah,
Like
basically,
yeah.
So when he gets hit, he absorbs the energy and it turns into a muscle suit.
Weird.
And then
Like-
he can like
like-
project himself.
Buff,
Hey, that's
like-
actually dope.
yeah, like Buff Bob Muscle Pants.
And then he can project. He can use the energy to like shoot himself. So he can
Yeah.
he can essentially like fly or like
Human
run
torpedo,
fast or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
absorption power is neat.
Yeah.
Should hindsight
Well,
man?
this will be just like a modern day Don Quixote. That's if Hindsight's the main character and this guy like actually has powers.
Yeah,
He'll be
yeah.
saving Hindsight the whole time. It's
Yeah.
like Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. That's what I see this as.
That's great.
That's funny.
In hindsight, I guess I should have had powers.
Yeah,
every
If I
episode.
just had superpowers.
Does he? Let's see here. Does he have?
Probably wouldn't happen if I had flight.
Like, who is his nemesis? Just anyone with powers, I guess, because he's just bitter, or what?
Well,
It could be the long-term effects of LASIK.
do we both think that it should be both of them, right? Like back and forth, kind of like
I
rotate.
think so, but it still should be Hindsight is the lead. Hindsight is the
okay.
lead.
Okay, so Speed's the second. He's the
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
the
yeah.
supporting cast.
best
Okay.
friend.
He's the best friend.
He's the penny. Or brain.
Yeah, exactly. He's the
Oh,
penny.
that's great. Yeah, that's right.
Hindsight Lad's very good at calling for help.
He
Just
has a call. He does.
Well, I mean, okay, and like his computer skills would probably come in some way, shape, or form. Like,
Probably a pretty fast texter.
You could just go to IT.
Right.
Like, you can find
I
anybody.
actually
true,
started
yeah.
T9, you know.
Yeah.
Just like hindsight. In hindsight, that was really fast.
I'm
He
behind.
probably founded one of those sites that aren't popular anymore, like Ask Jeeves. Like he was the founder.
MySpace. He was involved in.
Yes,
He was
jeez.
coding at MySpace before.
What if
Even
we
Yahoo,
did like,
Yahoo questions.
what if we
Ask
did like
Jeeves.
a Harvey Birdman attorney at law kind of thing?
Yeah, that's funny.
Like where he's just
That's what I was thinking too.
this
yeah,
and nothing interesting happens.
but he's like a hero in the office.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
like in the dumbest ways possible. Like,
The printer's gonna break.
yeah, and he can.
Yeah, monotonous tasks.
And he fixes it. He's the only
Hindsight Lad has to go get a new ink cartridge from Best
Yeah.
Buy.
toner man.
Episode 2.
And it's someone who
yeah,
won't.
that's what it is.
And the
too.
toner nemesis isn't even like a toner. It's just a guy who won't sell him toner. And he's like, you asshole. And he's like the only guy that he can get toner from and he won't sell it to or something stupid.
Oh shit. Okay, so we've got it's a short. We've got our plot. We're gonna have a buddy comedy. Who's the bad guy? Does anybody see where the
I
bad guy?
don't think there is.
I don't think
it's
there's a
just
bad guy.
life.
Yeah.
Like,
Society.
Society.
It's
Society,
society.
man.
It's an uphill
Just
climb for all
life.
those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they've been forgotten
It
by
would have
society.
to, you know what it'd be? It'd be like somebody who really, I think someone who grinds his gears is someone who really just lives in the moment. So I guess
Yeah.
a baby.
Babies.
He just hates babies because every day is like a new
Boss baby.
boss.
There's your Baldwin too, right there. It all ties
It all
together.
comes back.
It all comes back to Baldwin.
I like that though. That's deep. That's how every. Who do you hate? Hindsight Lad. Society.
Yeah.
And then it just zooms into his pupil, and then it's all like an acid trip after that. Just
The pupil that the LASIK eye surgery didn't take in, so he's like squinting. He's still trying. He can't see.
I
you,
do
right?
like the idea of LASIK man or something like that being a nemesis that's
LASIK
slowly
boy.
building up in the background. Like every episode just ends with a 14-second like more development of him being like, "I hate Hindsight Lad."
And he's
It's
like
just
behind him, and he's like, "Can you see me in your mirrors? Can you see me in your mirrors?" He's like always fucking with him. Can you see me now? Can you see me
Yeah.
now?
Or he just tells him the mirrors are broken, and he's always paranoid because he can't see. He's like, fucking...
Wouldn't his villain just be success?
Yeah.
I think
Himself,
so.
yeah,
He,
putting
he
himself-
always gets it wrong. That's why he's hindsight. So he's
Yeah.
just success.
Like I didn't catch. I mean, I they're there. I just didn't bother
That's
to
so
bring them up.
funny.
But like, I
It's-
wonder when this was actually in Marvel. Was this part of the '70s?
It's got to be
Melee.
part of that 60s
From the drawing, it
horseshit.
looks really old.
It
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not a. It's not a.
And it also
updated,
looks
sexy
kind of
comic.
like we were saying anime-ish, which I feel like Marvel, again, that's very different from anything they were doing. So
Yeah.
Hindsight Lad is someone they're like, you want to draw like anime, go for it. It's not Iron Man. It's not one of our like staples. So whatever, you
And,
know,
like-
like go for it.
Enough of this, and then they go for the second season of What If. They're like, what if Hindsight Man had forethought?
He becomes the new Watcher.
Yeah.
Still
'Cause
no
it-
powers.
Yeah, yeah. But he just sees all because he's got the hindsight, I guess.
He's
of
doing it from like a bargain basement satellite station, just feeding his voice into the world.
Yeah,
Was he Alex Jones?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, could be.
I'm really
Could
good
be.
with computers, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And
We have a vision. It's
9/11 was a hoax.
fine. Yeah, it just turns in. That could be his like downfall. He becomes conspiracy lad,
Wow.
and he just starts falling apart.
I mean, we always love watching a good train
If
wreck.
Scarlet
right?
Witch were to corrupt him, that's what would happen.
Yes.
He'd become like conspiracy lad. And
I
he's just
think
like,
he actually had a moment in with Captain America too. Like, when
my
I was on, 'cause
God.
I was between Marvel fandom and the Marvel page
right.
to see if, and a lot of that shit is the same for a listener. If you either or is fine. You're not wrong if you're on one or the other. But yeah, it was. I think he was involved in. When did Civil War take place?
He hacked his computer.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he got
He
Captain.
called for help. There's someone parking in the no parking zone.
Yeah.
That's what his problem
It's
is.
a little narc.
He and like he's got a bad background in like hacking people's shit and trolling with all the
Yeah,
computer stuff, right? Like that's when he's trying to.
Is he
turn-
Mr. Robot?
Yeah. And Cap is really bad with technology, right? 'Cause he's
Right.
from the 30s, so he's always getting locked out of his email.
Yeah.
and
He makes
Hindsight
Cap
Lad's
into
like,
an incel on the internet.
his social media presence is just so bad.
Think of the things Cap would tweet though, because he doesn't know a lot.
Hashtag let's go
Hindsight, lad. You're good
Brandon.
with this information technology nonsense.
God.
That's what he would be.
Oh my
He
god.
would be. This guy isn't a
Little
guy.
fucking incel.
Okay, this is obviously Marvel After Dark now. Like you couldn't put this on.
Yeah, this is
Marvel.
Disney
outside of-
embracing like this is
What is
like
this,
once they
DC?
get Deadpool, like once they get that going and they embrace rated R, then this is what follows.
Yeah,
Just
Deadpool
go for
and Hindsight. Lad.
Deadpool and Friends.
Yeah, Deadpool and Friends.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a variety hour with Deadpool.
Final thoughts?
Who plays him?
Oh, good call.
Frankie Muniz.
Wow. I didn't think we were gonna nail it with the first one. Holy fuck!
So first, I think Malcolm in the Middle, Hindsight Lad, do it.
Wow, that's a good pick. That's really funny.
Martin, do you agree with Frankie?
This is like his what's it fucking what's that guy's
Comeback?
name again?
His
Yeah,
wrestler.
but what's Mickey Rourke comeback?
Yeah, this is
You know what I
gonna be
mean?
his
This is
wrestler.
Frankie
moment.
Muniz' Mickey Rourke comeback.
Yeah.
This is it. This is that makes him a
Wrestler.
serious
Well,
actor.
yeah, like if Malcolm was grown up, I could see him just being Hindsight Lad, you know?
Oh, that's funny.
Bryan Cranston would definitely drop in for a cameo.
Oh my god, he'd be great. He'd be the guy who doesn't sell him toner.
Frankie Muniz and Bryan Cranston is writing a Malcolm in the Middle reboot.
Oh my god, that'd be insane.
I don't know.
Are you fucking with us, or
I'm
is
not. That Frankie Muniz went on a podcast and said that Bryan Cranston has contacted him and told him that he's writing
writing
a reboot.
reboot? That's great.
For Malcolm?
10 years later, same family.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
and
my-
it could just be following Malcolm and his kids, or any of them and their kids.
It's not.
right?
He's just writing it. Like I
Can-
don't
Yeah.
think it's been picked up or anything, but
That's
it's happening.
funny.
Can Bryan Cranston wake up?
You know, there was.
Oh, it won't work because he died as Walt. Never
there's been a
mind.
huge.
I wanted to reverse that.
There's been a huge petition online to get him to play Doctor Doom.
Oh,
Bryan
that would
Cranston?
be fantastic.
Because after he didn't get Lex Luthor, because that was the big rumor, is he
Yeah.
was going to play Lex Luthor.
That would've
in,
been great as well.
Snyder's verse. When that didn't pan through, everyone was like, "Make him Doctor Doom."
Yeah.
Victor Von Doom.
Oh, that's a
okay.
good pick.
I'm a
Okay.
Krasinski.
There you
That'd
go.
be cool.
Oh, cool.
I think I got a little hard when you said
Yeah,
that.
right?
Krasinski.
Cool. I mean, hey man, I don't know what Marvel's planning, but even
Poke
if
those holes in the
that-
condoms, Michael,
cool.
for some speed
What was that,
bumps.
Martin?
Poke your holes in your condoms for some speed bumps if you're hard.
Yeah.
Let it breathe a little.
So I think we nailed that first one. Huh?
Yeah,
I think we're good.
I'm impressed.
That was great.
Good job, everybody.
That was fun. I knew
Listener,
it'd be fun. It's fun.
listener, if you are so inclined to be like, I want to leave a voicemail about that performance, you can go to our fucking link in
Yeah.
bio, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Leave a voicemail. It'll pick up your smartphone. You can tell us what you think of these. You could even send one of your own in, and we
Yeah.
would play it on the air. 'Cause
Oh, totally.
not a lot of them come in, so you're first in line. It's just so you know that. So, all right, want to spin again?
Let's do it.
All right. Hang
go
on, let me
for
bring
it.
up this piece of shit app.
Rip that wheel.
All right.
I love how we all got confused by the app. Thank God. Because am I stupid?
How did I pick alligator Loki
Well, it kept
twice?
fucking going off over here, and I was like, "What the hell's going on? Like,
Yeah,
what is
yeah,
this?
yeah.
What does this app do?" All right, so
Oh, you were getting notifications?
Yeah. and I'm like, "What? What?
That's so funny.
Like, I just want a thing that goes,
Dr. Bong has been taken. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Yeah.
who hacked our fucking list?"
Hindsight man. Hindsight lad.
Okay, all right. How do I do this again? View drawn name. I don't want to view drawn name.
You want to draw a name?
Want to draw a name?
You got to pick a name to draw a name. That's also weird.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah,
here.
that's what I was
Right.
so
Is
confused.
your list numbered?
Secret Santa app.
Oh,
It's
that's
for
what it is.
Secret
Oh,
Santa.
fuck, that's stupid. I thought it was.
Is the list numbered? Because I'm just gonna roll D20 and tell me what number it is on the list.
Yeah, it's it's not numbered, but I can count down the list. So roll a
Okay.
d20.
roll a
Yeah,
D20?
I like this. This is way better.
Yeah.
Martin rolls from Vancouver. He could lie.
Number six. Number six.
Number
1,
6.
2, 3.
And if we picked it already, I'll just roll again.
Yeah, roll again because that's hindsight lad on the other list.
God damn it.
Number five.
Number 5.
Hindsight.
Number 5 is For Bushman.
For Bush.
For Bush. Not For Bushman. For Bushman.
He's not
For
against Bush.
Bushman.
He's
How
for.
do you spell that?
FORBUSH.
Spelled how it sounds.
And
Warbushman.
For Bushman. Okay, ready? Irving Forbush was originally the
Terrible
office
name.
gopher at Marble Comics. Marble, not Marvel.
Marble.
And lived in a house with his Jewish maiden aunt, Auntie Mayhem. who is indirectly responsible for her nephew becoming a superhero. In a fit of pique, she slams the fabled cooking pot over Irving's head, inadvertently providing him with a disguise he's been looking for.
But not actual powers.
Not actual powers, just a pot over his head. Forbush Man went on to triumph over a number of superpowered adversaries.
Wow.
All of his victories were purely accidental, lacking superhuman powers. Dumb luck necessarily played a major role in all of his adventures.
I love that. So it's like Domino, but he's not lucky at all. He's
He's
gets
unlucky.
lucky
Yeah.
sometimes.
All right.
What I think for this, I think we should screw Speedball and get this guy to partner up with Hindsight Lad.
Yeah.
He's the one. He's the penny in the brain that saves. Like he's the other guy's Chip. This is the Dale that just somehow dumb lucks his way into.
Totally.
Okay.
Apparently, Chip
totally.
and Dale Rescue Rangers is actually very funny.
We
I
started
I
it.
read a review this
I
week.
watched it. It's really good.
Is
Oh,
that-
you did it. We started it last night, and it's pretty funny so far. I'm
Right, like
very
I-
impressed.
I saw a review. Somebody said it was the funniest cartoon movie since Shrek.
We
It's
honestly,
pretty good. A really good cast. A huge
the
cast.
review.
Yeah.
It's not very nice. It's just a movie.
and the animation. It's funny because they still incorporate the '80s animation into it.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
yeah,
They do
it's-
both, right?
I got to the Sonic gag and I lost my
Oh,
mind.
that's Tim
That-
Robinson.
It was. I knew right away because I literally the way he plays it is so
Ugly
funny.
Sonic.
It's so funny, and that's the name of his booth. It's
So-
Ugly Sorry,
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Forbush Man
Yeah.
has
back
a
to
pot
it.
on his head
Yeah.
and no superpowers.
Like marijuana or just a flower pot.
Like a pot. Anti-Mayhem threw a pot at his head. That's what Wiki
What was
found out.
going on at Marvel that decade?
You
I'm
mean
just-
Marvel comics? not
Marvel,
Marvel?
right.
Cool.
When did he come out? When was he published? What was the date he was first published?
Yeah, somebody
You
hit
know?
it up.
That's got to be.
I'm interested to know who he's beaten.
Forbush Man went on to triumph over a number of superpowered adversaries. Those adversaries include, well, he later applied for a membership with the Revengers,
Yeah.
Sheesh,
Revengers.
and finally the X-Men. Not
But
X-Men,
ECH.
ECHH.
So this is like a multiverse of just like spoof. I think
This is
what it
100%
is.
spoof,
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
Okay, so if we're in spoof land, this is Lampoon, so
Oh
it's got to
my
be...
God, his costume is totally. It's the same. It's like the same artist and writer as fucking what's it called?
Oh my God.
Lad.
Hindsight Lad?
Look at
Yeah,
look
it's totally. It's the same.
Wow.
It's got to be the same writer and creative team as what's it called?
Well, they gotta be. I got
Hindsight
that
Lad.
picture. They got
That's
they got a duo. They got to do it up. They're in the.
And he's wearing like a crock pot. Like he's wearing
Ooh,
a
their TV show could be called Foresight.
Wow.
That's
Boom.
amazing. Oh my God.
Boom.
And you know what they
All
should
right,
get? They
that's a
should get,
point for sure, right there.
They should
Martin
get
gets a
Hey,
Reed.
point.
Martin.
They should get the actor that played Reese on Malcolm in the Middle to play
Amazing.
this
For
guy.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah, Malcolm, and then that's it.
Because
That's
you
it.
got Frankie Muniz, then you got Reese, right?
Is
And
Reese
there you go.
Cranston.
Is Reese's friend of the little brother? I wasn't a big Malcolm
Dewey's the
fan.
little
Reese is the
brother.
Dewey's a little
older.
older.
Yeah,
Okay, all
yeah.
right.
Dewey
Wow.
would be like, we'll find someone for Dewey.
Most importantly here, it says Forbush Man is offered a position in Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts
Hearts
Club
Club
Band,
Band? Come
which
on.
he declined.
So that he came out. He started in '67. So again, this is like when
This is
Marvel was
right-
comics were just insane in the '60s.
Well,
right?
and if he auditioned, let me just say, if Sergeant Pepper is involved in the conversation, we know what they're smoking down at Marvel at the time. Like that was the Beatles' most explosive, creative attempt outside of the Lennon and Ono years after, right?
yeah.
So like you've got them. You've got the guys at Marvel just being able to be like, you know what, we're missing a spot. Let's try some weird psychedelic '60s weird shit.
You should read his fucking powers, Mike.
Okay, Forbush Man.
Wait, what? Let's see. What? We have to guess what his powers are.
Reading some pretty
I
funny.
I want you
what do
to
on
guess.
Wikipedia.
What do you
right?
think?
Pretty funny.
Fuck.
It's pretty funny.
What do you think? Martin,
Well,
you want to take
yeah.
a guess?
Martin, you take a guess.
Let's see. Forbush.
It's the way you say
Does he
it.
have? Does he have the ability to grow his pubes really quickly?
He actually just voted for George Bush twice.
Forbush.
Can those pubes be grown and used like you can hang from
It's
a
like
building and
poison ivy.
swing? Or
Yeah,
like,
it's like
yeah,
poison
can-
ivy with the vines. It's
Yeah.
pubes.
It's like it's Carnage's symbiote, but it's his pubes.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Is
I
it-
wish it was that.
Am
That's
I
so
the
much
only one
worse.
that just I don't know why, but I heard Forbush. I assume not only pubes but ginger. I don't know why.
It's food
No,
bread.
yeah.
Like lumberjack ginger Forbush.
I'm down to kick a ginger, so he's a ginger. He's a ginger for us. I'm
Or
fine
just
with
his
that.
pubes are.
Yeah, he's a dark brunette man with ginger pubes.
Just ginger pubes.
Yeah, the color's been pulled out of them every time he uses
But
them to
this
get out of
power
trouble.
description is nuts because I love that it goes, while his first appearance had no powers.
Uh-huh.
From there, wow, does it change?
Okay,
Do you mind
so
if I...
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
please,
read him
yeah,
out, read him
go
out, read him
for
out.
it.
He has the ability Four-Bush Vision.
Yes!
Four-Bush Man has the power to project utterly realistic visions into the minds of others when he removes the cast iron pot on his head. The hallucinations typically depict a reality that is hellish to each victim, slowly killing them as they struggle against it.
Kind of like Scarlet Witch's ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he can
Might
give
give her a
somebody
run for her money.
he can give somebody bad mental health.
But it's crazy that he went from no
Nothing.
powers.
Yeah.
Helmet.
And
You're
then
like an S-class mutant now. Like,
Yeah.
just-
So it's like the original Four-Bush Man had no superpowers, but the Four-Bush Man who appeared in Next Wave, who may or may not have been a broccoli man,
What does
Pardon
that
had the
mean?
power to project utterly realistic visions, and then it goes into what you said. Yeah,
Like, Jesus Christ.
that's. I'm telling you, man, that decade of Marvel was just, hey, your nephew writes? Cool, bring him in. He's got a comic. Oh, you know a guy who does this? Cool, bring him in. He's got a comic. Like, what the hell was going on?
Back to being buddies with Hindsight Lad. He has a power. Fourth wall breaking. Four-Bush Man can
God.
break the fourth wall. So
There you go.
you've got your he can tell the lesson at the end of
Yeah.
Hindsight Man's episode by
Yeah.
breaking the fourth wall.
I think this could be like a super hyper violent Sam Raimi type movie.
I think you
This
think
is what
everything
Doc-
can be
this
that
is
way
what
now.
Doctor Strange should have been.
You can have.
Terrifying.
So you'll have Hindsight Lad be like, so in hindsight, and then you'll have Four-Bush be like, in Four-Bush vision. that's everybody's conclusion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
come
what
on in,
hell-
audience.
I would
got-
really
yeah.
love if when he goes into Four-Bush vision, it just has a graphic on the TV that says, put on your 3D glasses. And it has like the spinny eyes, and it's like, rah, rah, and like everyone's
Well,
like, what?
The list does have 3D man on it.
Yeah, that's right.
and
dear God.
That'll
those
definitely
are
be what happens with him.
this is 100% how they get their powers actually.
Yeah.
It says here that he actually has the ability of dumb luck.
Yeah, which
that's
works
so-
in his
Feels
favor.
like Domino.
So it's
It's like Domino.
Yeah, it is.
And his another ability, looking good. Four-Bush Man's costume is not found strange by all the others.
So that's funny.
They all
It
just
is.
think it's totally normal. And that's
So-
an ability he has.
So not even they think it looks normal. They might be like, "Damn, who's that new hero?" Like they think it like really is wicked.
This is reading to me like a Kick-Ass too.
Yeah,
right. Like
yeah,
it's not.
totally.
It's
Yeah.
superheroes. Like, did you guys ever see the documentary about
Yes.
guys who think
Yeah.
they're superheroes?
It was based that Kick-Ass was kind of inspired or
fun.
whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I really
that's
liked
what
it.
I'm getting
Yeah.
at here. I'm getting at a guy who's a normal guy.
Yeah.
Who can also make your brain melt? Which I wish we had an origin for how Four-Bush got his. You know what? It's in his ginger pubes.
In Hollywood fashion.
He harnesses the radiation from the sun into his pubes. It gives him the power. That's why they're ginger, causing Four-Bush vision and Four-Bush powers.
That's funny.
What about the plant on the head?
Well, the pot. See, the thing I'm trying to find, like, you
Or
want
maybe the pot. Maybe the pot is made out of an alien metal
God.
that
It's
absorbs the
funny.
sun's powers, so that he
Like a
can.
Peacemaker helmet.
I think-
style.
Yeah,
It could
yeah.
actually be like a power helmet kind of thing. That's funny. A power pot.
I consider cast iron to be an alien species of
Well,
of
a cast
metal.
iron, like I would say, like if you're wearing cast iron and someone shoots you or at least punches, it's better than if you're not wearing anything. I
Yeah.
can guarantee
A cast iron pot forged in Nividalia.
that. That's right. That's a made up word. Oh, words.
All words are
Does
made
have-
up.
And he does have a weakness. I don't know if it's something that can be
Being
worked
shot.
on. Well, it's basically that. Like, it might be something that he could even fix. Like, his weakness is he has the proportionate strength of a schoolboy. But couldn't he
So do
just?
I.
He could just work out, though, right? And
Yeah.
just,
Push-ups are his number one enemy.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need
Oh,
to.
well,
he has,
yeah, if he can make you see hell,
Right.
that's terrifying.
I like that we're picking there's some
That's
really
nuts.
good characters on this list, but we've got the two bargain basement
Yeah.
buddy system
Yeah.
It
going
sounds
on.
like he might have taken the super soldier formula.
I read that too. I think that there's a little
That's
blip
funny.
there.
Or maybe a
that-
variation of it, because if you know there's variations of the super
Yeah.
soldier formula, right? So
So it sounds like he might have done something like that.
Why?
so he did. So on top of that, he took like HGH. He's like season 2 of
Well, it
Hindsight
definitely,
Lad.
it definitely is.
Magnus for Magnuson, world's strongest man.
It's a shitty variant of the super soldier because it made him into a super boy.
Superboy.
Yeah, because he
But
has the
not even
strength of a
Superboy.
boy. So
That's what Caleb can't get stronger.
Listen, man, he can take Legos apart.
Could you
That's a pretty
imagine-
big deal.
could you imagine telling people, "Hey, I got the super serum," and they're like, "What happened?" It's like, "We'll see." And then Steve Rogers goes like the week after you, and then it's Captain America, and they're like, "Why didn't yours do that?" And it's like, I don't know.
This was version 1.99. Steve Rogers version 0.20.
Yeah. And then Hindsight lad's like, in hindsight, you probably should have been Steve Rogers when you got it.
Is this a series or is this more shorts?
It could be like, you know what? They spoof the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they could show you all the coolest scenes over the MCU, but then they'll be like, they critique it or like they crap on
Here's
it,
how
kind
lucky
of.
we are. And here's how lucky we could
Yeah,
have been.
like they show a scene from Avengers, but they zoom in on a part of the building smashing into another part of the building, and then they're just like, yeah, so the kill count from that is, right? And it's just like kind of that dark side of the MCU that they...
I would have made the evacuation 30 blocks instead of 29.
That's right, right. He actually shows, he goes, okay, let's show 30 blocks from the whole battle, and it shows 30 blocks is actually like, all those people died. So it's like
Still in the impact zone?
Yeah, it's still like majorly in the impact zone. That's kind of funny. That'd be cool. I think it'd be funny if it was completely written and like made by comedians. Not,
that's what I
not
think.
just Goldberg and Rogan. I mean,
Yeah.
like, they could do an episode. I mean, like, all comedians. Like,
Hand it
Eric Andre, all of them.
Mulaney and what's his
Yeah.
face from Nick Kroll and
Yeah.
John Mulaney.
Yeah,
This
like,
could be passed
totally.
around.
Yeah, it
You know,
could be.
and every episode could be like a different creative team of comedians and even animation, like
Well,
kind
like
of
what they
like
did
a
with
what if.
Diabolical.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But the main connection is it's like Hindsight lad leading it. Like he narrates it or he's like guiding every episode or
Yeah.
whatever.
Who's the LASIK surgery place in Winnipeg? Does anybody know the name? Because they could sponsor the whole thing,
That's so funny.
right?
Every episode ends with an ad for
I
them.
just know the rapping vasectomy doctor.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Too bad we don't have a
God.
guy who needs to. I don't know why that makes any sense. Moving on.
Sponsored by Lenscrafters.
There you go. That's what I'm getting at. Are we good on that? Do we?
I think we're good.
Who's
yeah,
gonna-
because Reese is going to play him.
Okay, so we have Frankie
Yeah.
Muniz and the guy who played Reese, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fair
Nailed
enough.
it.
All right, D20.
This is so easy.
Funny.
Easy when you're not on your own, right? Like I had all my shit, but now it's
Number 15.
number 15.
Marvel's
Okay,
easy.
it is.
And,
yeah,
fucking high.
two,
You,
three,
Kevin
four.
Feige.
And they're-
We've got this.
And they're high as shit. Like what Captain like so clearly the guy who wrote that character is like, I love the Beatles and that's
Well-
the best band ever.
Beatles.
Gentlemen,
What do we got? What do we got?
God, I love Pete Best.
Jimmy, do you want to ask me what we have?
What do we got?
What do you think we have?
Is it Eraser Man?
No,
No.
3D Man.
it is one of your picks.
Did we get
Jimmy.
Skinhead?
No, we did not.
Okay,
get
thank
Skinhead.
God. 'cause
The
that's
roller-
gonna-
the
that one
roller-
might be a problem.
We
Is it-
have the Roller Disco Devils.
Yeah.
so obviously it's a
Cool.
period piece.
Obviously,
We're
this was one of the ones that like when I landed on the fandom page,
Yeah.
it just gives you this Marvel UN app link,
That's so funny.
and it's like a dead link from '89, and it's
Well-
like super basic. Like go on your phone and click on
I
it. You'll
assume if
see
it says Devils, it's like a team, yes?
Yeah.
Not just okay, cool.
Yeah, there's multiple. So I'm picturing like a Warriors type movie.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
With more boogie.
Very
Yeah,
much.
If they were all on roller skates, essentially.
Maybe like a-
series or movie?
Maybe like a roller disco in hell.
Yeah.
I think that's actually just
I
what
think-
hell.
How do we link this to the MCU?
Mystery Men has the Disco Boys. Or
Okay,
whatever.
so
Right, the
here's
Disco
some
Boys.
breakdown here. So it's 7 members, none are named. They're just the Roller Disco Devils.
7
And that's how we're
members.
gonna keep it. Too.
Yeah. Disco 1, Disco 2,
That's
Disco 3.
that's too close to names.
Okay. A group of badly dressed, out of shape, overgrown juvenile delinquents trying to prove that they're still cool and that disco isn't dead.
Like if the Foot Clan was just 40-year-old men.
Pretty much.
It's like Disco Stew,
40-year-old men
fucking
who love
the
the Bee Gees.
Disco Boys, all. That's great. And
So basically, we're looking at the starting lineup of a Magic the Gathering tournament.
yes.
We're saying.
The lineup waiting to get in. Anybody in that line.
And part of their goal is to bring disco back. Like
Yeah.
it'll beat the shit out of you, but you'll be like you'll know disco by the end of it.
So here's what's so great about this is that this is tied very heavy into one of our favorite characters. But
Oh,
I just want to tell you the affiliations, possibly, not confirmed, but possibly the Village People.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
the Blue Man Group.
Well, I'm just thinking Macho Man would be a great theme song. We know that the theme song from Jesus Christ, not Homelander, John Cena. Name's a little.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really wanna do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think this with a disco flair would be a
Oh,
lot of fun for an
This
like
could be a very
Their
fun
opening, I think the opening to every episode or whatever is a new song and dance, but like
Yes,
disco.
yeah, that's what I'm
right?
getting at,
Like, yeah.
100%.
So definitely got to be James Gunn. Got to be James Gunn.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a James Gunn.
This
Yeah.
is a James Gunn production for sure. Okay, so enemies. Ready for it?
Yeah.
The Hulk.
No.
Get out of here, really?
Local kids with
Bruce Banner.
so
He's gonna tear down.
The Hulk does look like he hates disco.
this
It
is
makes me so mad.
you guys are gonna be so blown away by the three things that I say. So
Yeah.
enemies: the Hulk, Bruce Banner, local kids with a craving for Hostess fruit pies,
What?
and then Hostess fruit pie retailers with lost business because of them.
So we have Mark Ruffalo. We've got Ruffalo. signed
Well, we
on.
have Ruffalo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have Norton.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
we could have any Hulk we
they
want.
would work so well in She-Hulk. That would be a
Oh
great way to
my
even
God.
bring him in.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a cool way
Have
to
a
bring
show
them in.
unilateral, right? Like who are these roller disco?
That's how you bring
guys?
him into the MCU.
That's
Oh
how you
my
bring
God.
And
him.
every
that's fun.
time they're on screen, it's got to be like a 70s filter, like film it with film.
Yes,
You
But
know,
every
yeah.
other thing is modern.
Right, yeah, and like have those
on
like,
an iPhone, but
Yeah.
in a '70s feel.
and have like the real jump zooms and stuff, you know, like really,
Yeah,
like-
totally.
And I know filmmakers would have so much fun with that, right? like,
base of operations, mobile. Obviously, they're on roller skates.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. It's just like the Warriors, where that one guy's on rollerblades,
Yeah.
and then they have that bathroom fight.
Yeah.
It's just like that. That's
and
what
you
I'm
got to
picturing.
get sequence fights,
Yeah.
where they have organized sequence choreographed fights.
I want a
right?
fight
Like-
that's longer than the one in They Live.
yeah.
I want it to be
100
at least 15 minutes.
A whole episode could be a choreographed fight.
That's
A whole episode.
Get the John
Why
Wick
not?
team in this, and
To be continued to the next part of
It could
the
even be
5-part fight series.
You remember the fight or the action scene in Kingsman in the church when Colin
Yeah.
Firth is just shoot like
It's
that
like that.
style, and the camera's panning around like a roller rink, like showing them
the bullet
all.
cam essentially,
Yeah,
right? Giving you that
exactly.
full 360.
That could be a lot of fun.
Okay,
The
so-
one camera shots in this episode alone are going to be insane.
Yeah, exactly. Like just the creative direction.
What if every episode is just shot like 1917, just one camera shot throughout the whole
Oh
thing?
my
Yeah.
god.
No
That's-
break, just constant.
And the
filming.
cameraman, everyone, the crew is on roller skates.
Can we
Everything is just chaotic.
can we throw a gun and replace him with Terrence Malick and just have him film
My
just
God.
everything?
Yeah.
Like, and just stop and go walk outside and film something totally
It'd be
unrelated.
it'd be like very grotesque violence, but then on the edge of the screen, this woman's doing this amazing, like
Beautiful,
sequence
yeah,
dance,
something,
like
something.
incredible. And
Somebody's
you're
doing
like
that thing where they're crouched and one leg is straight.
they're going like and sitting like that, and there's just like insane violence on this side.
It's
yeah.
like Whiplash or Whip It.
yeah.
One of those is a song and one of those is a movie.
I think you know which one.
Okay. Okay, so 70s feel, obviously.
Yeah.
Throwback. Like, should it be done in the 70s television style?
Yes.
They should think it's the 70s, but it's in
Absolutely.
modern days.
Okay.
So whenever
Yeah.
you film
Well-
them, it's 70s, and they say like 70s slang and stuff, and all other characters are like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like they're trapped in the 70s.
They've got their Fitbits going on. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to get my steps in.
like, kind of Dolomite-ish, but like,
I like
you know,
that.
like with like,
Yeah.
not the blaxploitation, but like just that cheesy.
Well, 70s.
Yeah,
Can't be 70s.
Like they could have a scene where they go into like they're at a rival bar or something, so it's
Yeah.
not their bar.
Yeah.
And they're like, "DJ, play the song ABBA, whatever." And they go like this, and it's a guy like,
You guys can't
Okay.
wear your rollerblades in here.
yeah, or like the guy's like on an iPod, and he's like, "Hold on," and then they're like, "Where's the song?" And he's like, "I have to search for it. I don't have it in my library. Give me a sec." And he's like on Spotify trying to find like
Cut.
How
you know,
old is
like-
this song?
And they're in their pose just waiting because they can only go once the song starts.
I'm
So they're
holding.
Like,
I'm
right.
holding.
They're like,
I'm
dude,
holding."
come on, man, just find the song. And he's like, is it the 7-minute version or the 12-minute version? They're like, oh my god.
What's extended cut?
So guys, I think I have their rival villain for season.
Give
Who
it,
is it?
give it to
In,
him.
it's hair metal. 'Cause isn't that what killed disco? Is hair metal? So hair metal,
He's hair metal.
Totally, dude.
hair metal, some sort of hair metal gang.
It could be like Car Wash versus like fucking Guns N' Roses solo, like Slash going, and then they're like trying to.
Wait, they wear roller skates or roller blades? Because like, what if the other guys wore roller blades and these guys wear roller skates? You know what I mean? Because 70s was they don't have roller blades back in the 70s. All roller skates. So
3 wheels, and then it was all about like the 3 wheels was like the whole thing.
And then
right?
at the end of the season, the rollerblades and the roller skates get along, but then they find out there's a gang with ice skates.
And they're like
I
the
think we're
one.
pretty much describing the plot of Rock of Ages.
With Mighty Ducks.
And they're from Iceland. Yeah.
But then you cut to the Disco Devils. Is it the Disco Devils? Yeah.
The roller disco devils.
Thank you.
I just love the idea again of like the fact that was an actual thing at one point. Like the roller disco was such a popular thing.
It was.
And it was such a huge thing, and I love the idea of them
a gang.
Yeah, like just capitalizing on that era, that on something like that, and putting that ridiculous Marvel twist on it. Like they fight.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
They
seeing
fight the
the seven of them fighting the Hulk? How fucking
So
That's-
are we casting different people, or are we doing what the weird Johnny Depp Willy Wonka did, where they just cast one guy?
Oh,
and
and
he's all of
CGI.
them? Yeah.
No, I think we should cast all seven.
Okay.
I think we should cast, but no names. Got to be no names.
Or it's like the cast, like the backup dancers to like the remake for what is it, West Side Story.
That's funny.
Like they're not the leads; they were those backups
How
that
about-
fill up the back. Like
How
they're
about the dancers from the Ace Rothstein Hour from Casino?
oh my god, yeah, yeah.
It's the Ace Rothstein dancers. Because that was late 70s, early 80s.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's perfect.
We just need him to know how to roller.
Paula Abdul has to be in it.
She choreographs.
Somehow.
And definitely, like, what is it? That movie, the movie that I guess Elliot Page, when she was Ellen Page, but she
Hard
did
Candy?
No, it was a roller derby. It was
Whip
a
It.
roller derby.
Whip It.
Whip It.
It was Whip
Okay.
It. Yeah, that's right. That's
I'm
what you
It's
sorry.
a
said. Yes.
real thing.
I'm
Yes,
old
that's right.
enough. I went to
That's
Devo. I didn't go to.
I
I
see.
didn't
Oh,
go to Drew.
Devo.
I didn't
Yeah,
go to
Devo
Drew
too.
Barrymore in my head.
Devo
with,
too.
Ellen. Yeah. Okay.
But underrated movie, very good
I really
movie.
liked it.
It's awesome. But those girls are those like that roller derby style.
Yes.
They're hard as fuck.
yeah.
There's roller derby in Winnipeg, by the way.
There
There
is.
is.
There is. You can get tickets.
You can. I dated a roller derby girl back in the.
It's
day.
honestly,
She
it's
would bench
really
press you.
I was. Yeah. I was a workout. She would just throw me.
well, that's fun.
You take a set of roller skates in the chin, buddy, and tell me it's a good time. Cut to, though, the roller disco devils are in a jam. Whoever they are, they need a lawyer. Bring in She-Hulk.
There we go.
There's your
Oh yeah,
connection.
there you go.
There's
I
your,
thought you were gonna say Better Call Saul.
Oh, but then when they find out that her cousin is Bruce, they're like, no,
right?
Maybe Hulk
We-
destroyed their roller disco in a rage one day.
he thunderclapped.
Totally.
He Hulk clapped.
Totally.
Like
Yeah.
it was totally an accident. This is pre-smart Hulk Ruffalo.
And when
Yeah.
they rebuilt the club, they rebuilt it as an '80s rock
Yeah.
bar.
Oh no!
So literally,
Ooh, there it is.
disco for them.
wow.
He killed the disco
Hulk-
for them in their town.
Hulk killed the disco star.
Right. So they're just
Well, just again, like I said, what if this thing was 29 blocks away, and if they put the radius to 30, it would have never got destroyed. So just like hindsight,
so funny.
boom. Hashtag
so
Feige
funny.
verse. All connected.
I don't know if I like Phase 5 of Marvel. This weird pervert keeps coming on the screen and telling us what we should have done.
Yeah. Is that fucking Malcolm?
Who did they let write this shit?
Malcolm does have
All I'm
fourth wall
saying-
breaking abilities.
All I'm saying is
He
that
does. He does.
If
He does.
Malcolm is hindsight lad, Reese becomes Forbush, then it
Eric
really
Sullivan.
it really paves the way for Bryan Cranston being Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And hindsight man will always be like, in hindsight, I told you this.
You
was
should
gonna
have
I
seen
happen."
told you this was a good
Yeah.
He
idea.
says to the crowd.
So long
Told you
ago.
this guy was a bad idea.
I told you we would
Basically,
cast him.
hindsight lad can take over those cameos. Remember that one after credit scene where Captain America's just like, so you waited and waited and nothing happened. Remember? And that was the after credit scene, right? That would be like hindsight lad would basically take over that style of like,
It's over.
yeah.
I got a story that means nothing, but made me think of it. Apple did that with their terms and conditions one year.
Really?
They threw in a paragraph where a guy just broke from terms and conditions and was like, "Hi, I'm an Apple employee. I have to work green every day. It sucks. If I don't eat one apple a day, they fire me." And it was just this
And
long-winded
it's just-
rant.
To see if people would see it.
If you read it, right?
Yeah.
Who reads the teaser?
So
'Cause it is-
somebody does.
Somebody does.
It is pretty ironic, though, that is the joke, is that it's a legality that nobody
They'll
reads.
make
But it's
you
a
into a
legal
centipede.
document that it's
Yeah.
real,
Should be reading.
but
Yeah.
nobody actually reads it. Like,
No.
that's funny.
We're good.
We're good.
In
Anyways,
hindsight, you should probably read anything before you sign it.
for Bushman, just so you know, audience, read the fucking T&Cs. Okay, so we've got a 70s feel. It's Hulk, it's She-Hulk, it's Roller Disco Devils.
It writes itself.
It does rate itself.
Man, and they're like, you know,
we got a villain team or whatever. We got a
they could be like it's like Warriors meets Roller. What was that? Roller James Caan was in, and then they did it with
was it
Rebecca.
Rollerball?
Rollerball. And then they could be
Yeah.
like Rollerball, like their MCU moment, like their Tony Stark tech moment, is they come out with Rollerball gear one season to fight Hulk,
Oh.
and it's like an armor on it, and
But
everyone's
still
like,
with the
And it
70s
works.
porn feel.
yeah, and everyone's like, holy shit.
They're
Yeah.
putting up a fight.
I would fucking watch this. I'm
Dude,
not,
it'd be fun.
and
It'd
done
be
in
fun.
done in the vein of the Outsiders. No, what did you
Warriors.
say? The Warriors. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Warriors, yeah.
And, like they've got like they all have matching outfits, right?
Yeah.
Like we have
Gold.
And the
Disco Devils.
soundtrack would be so sick.
Yep. It'd be like a
Especially-
Thor Ragnarok. type
Totally.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
And especially the episode where it's them versus the 80s group, like you'd
Yeah.
have a mashup. Like they would mash up
Can we
the
do
disco
this?
with the 80s.
Can we do
It'd
this
be
like
so sick.
Anchorman, where like they all
Yeah.
come to fight with pitchforks and shit?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of throwdown.
Yeah.
Where'd
Yeah.
you get a grenade?
They unite all the
It's a
rollers.
trident, brick.
They unite all the roller derbies at the end.
Unite
to
the
fight-
clans.
to fight
Unite the
Hulk,
clans.
to fight Hulk. Yeah.
Well, that's what they are. What if they're a roller derby team, and you know the bad roller derby team is the '80s team. They're the ones on top. The hair metal team.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
you-
the big roller
you have
derby
to
thing.
have an antagonist. You have to have some conflict, right?
Right.
So and it's based on.
I do like
They
the
play dirty.
Hulk being the villain, but not really being a villain. But to them, he's the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's your change in perspective, right?
Right.
We always see
It's
the
like
superhero
that lady who made
dude.
Iron Man go insane and try to make everybody sign a petition that's like, hey, we're going to put you in an underground prison for the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
that's
What?
right.
Well, that's what he did. That
That was Iron Man. That was
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
Ultron. Ultron, right? Ultron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, and what could be kind of neat is again, these are the kind of shows that they can totally fuck around and not worry about being experimental or whatever.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
could get Hulk. Imagine an '80s out Hulk, like a hair,
Oh my god.
a hair, or like the crazy ponytail, and he could have like like Star Child style, like David Bowie, like you know what I
Well,
mean?
it's multiverse, right? We could play Hulk as we could play any Hulk we want. It's
Totally.
a multiverse. So
Totally. Yeah.
Peter Chris Hulk.
Yeah. 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 That would be so.
my Grand Slam was supposed to come with sausage.
No, I love that you have like an 80s or 70s Hulk. Like that's
Yeah.
Why
that's-
not?
Well,
Yeah.
just for listener, I mean, we don't expect primetime slots here.
Can we bring back Lou Ferrigno for that one?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Luke, you know what?
Yeah.
Lose the what is it? The he's the bodyguard, like the staff for in the roller derby.
Yeah.
He's the head of security
Oh
at
my
the roller
God.
derby. And he hates kids.
no speeding. No
yeah,
speeding.
he hates kids. He hates all the kids in there.
They keep trying to steal my hostess cakes.
My hostess fruitcakes.
All
Of
right.
those.
All right, we got 3 done. Wow, this
Nailed
is,
it.
This is.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll.
Fun, right?
Give me a roll. Give me a roll.
Number one.
A 1.
A
You can
one.
hear it. You can hear it.
We're
Yeah.
not rolling high today, and that one, Martin. That's a fail.
Ladies
That's a
and
crit
gentlemen,
Who do we
That's
got?
an epic fail.
going 3D. We got
We got
3D,
3D,
man.
Oh, that's great. That's
I'm not
another
reading it.
good one.
I haven't read it. So
So that
Let's
was
see
that
what
was
we
a
got.
double pick. Me and Charles both picked 3D,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
how does this name look like is it like 3 space D or 3D
No,
no
it's
spaces?
3D dash like Spider-Man, and then
Yeah.
Half 3D.
Okay.
half man.
yeah.
Okay, so the 3D man was a 1950s hero.
Oh,
first
so it's
of all.
1950s. Yeah.
So I kind of when I started reading about this, because I read about it like a week in advance, I
Right.
was thinking something along the lines of like scientific lab, Los Alamos, California, Nevada desert
right.
to get powers, because it does revolve around. It revolves around 2 things, actually, which is really cool because now we're getting back into it. But 1950s hero who came about through the unique merger of 2 brothers, Hal and Chuck Chandler. Chuck was a
names
test
are great.
pilot, which is where I'm getting the Area 51
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who was abducted by alien Skrulls.
Oh, so the scroll.
Oh.
Okay, so there you
Skrulls
go.
are heavy.
So
in
yeah.
this.
now we have
Yeah.
Malcolm, Reese, and Hal.
Yeah, there you go.
My God.
There you go.
Who knew Malcolm in the Middle would be such a spine for us? Tenet.
It all comes together.
Yeah,
We just need a Dewey. We just need a Dewey.
oh, Dewey's gonna come. Dewey's gonna come for sure.
Hang on here. So alien Skrulls during an important test flight, right?
Yeah.
So aliens, Area 51, 1945, 1951, like that kind of,
Yep.
Fat Man, Little Boy is one of my favorite movies. I've talked about it before, but like everything they've ever done about that era of like air flight testing like the dawn of the use of Adam, I feel is perfect for this, but you can disagree with me. Earth was seen as a strategic location for the Skrulls in an ongoing conflict between the alien Kree and Skrull empires. So the Skrulls were seeking information on Earth's space program and had captured Chuck to interrogate him. Chuck resisted and escaped, accidentally causing the explosion of the Skrull spacecraft in the process. While his brother Hal watched, the radiation from the explosion seemingly disintegrated Chuck, who disappeared into a burst of light. He later discovered, however, that the light burst had imprinted the image of Chuck on each lens of Hal's glasses.
Oh, that's so funny. That's actually kind of cool.
Through concentration, Hal could merge the images and cause Chuck to reappear as a three-dimensional man.
What?
Chuck became the costume adventurer known as 3D Man, who single-handedly subverted the Skrulls.
So he's just two guys sometimes?
He's Hal or Chuck.
I guess so, yeah. Only in his lenses, though.
Yeah.
Only in his lenses.
But so the superpower is inside of an object. It's not inside of
But
Hal.
he has to focus to do it. Can someone else focus really hard and do it?
I can
Doesn't say
see, yeah,
anything
it's like
here.
I can see my grandma.
Enemies, though, here's what's cool. He's got two great enemies.
Why am I here?
We have Kang the Conqueror and the Skrulls.
There's no.
Oh yeah,
heaven.
like that. Okay, so see, when I read 3D Man, I was like, right away, my brain was like, okay, 60s, 70s. They're in a 3D theater watching the screen or something. A projector hits him in the fucking eyes or something, and it's either he sees 3D, which
It's
is funny because
100%
life is 3D,
yes.
or his powers are like, say he can like project 3D projection, so he doesn't actually punch you. He'll give an image, and then it'll just be like you being like, ah, and then he can run away
The train's coming.
while
right
that's
at
happening.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a Mysterio, but like lamer.
I get it. I mean, I do the family friendly aspect of what you're talking about. You're talking about ABC 7:00 at night.
Yeah,
right?
like TGIF.
Yeah,
that's your,
yeah.
Sabrina, and then it's 3D Man.
Yeah, no, very much so.
Or-
with like warm Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
and like knitting by the fireside. Like I
Or
know what you're talking
the three,
about.
the old school 60s 3D
The
glasses,
blue
the
and-
blue and
the
the red,
blue and the
right?
red, yeah.
I'm pretty sure in Back to the Future 1, one of Biff's crew wears those.
He does,
He
yeah.
does.
So
He totally
that's
does.
3D Man. Something happens where they get fused to his face and he can never take them off. So he is.
So you are
3D.
incorporating the story, but you're just doing it in a different way.
Yeah, like that was how and that's what I thought, and I was like, that's hilarious. Like,
Martin,
that
what
is-
about you? What are you thinking?
I took it this way because it's like it's not three, it's 3-D, man.
Is that what it is?
So I was like,
Three dash.
it's 3-D.
Give him
I was
three.
thinking like he has the powers of three, like literally 3Ds. Because you know how those signs that where they have like the letters that you can interchange.
Yes. Yeah.
You get like they have the letters and sometimes there's a letter missing. That's he used to work there. Somehow lightning struck and he had 3Ds in his hand at the time. So now he has the ability to call up 3Ds as weapons or armor, whatever he needs to.
You can throw a D as a star, like a ninja
Yeah.
star. Yeah.
Yeah. He can use it to fly and levitate
Someone
himself. He can
shooting him and he-
control these 3Ds and like make them disappear and reappear like
So-
that. That's
You don't want to have the 3Ds like determination, discipline, and
Disappointment.
no. Like literal Ds. The letter D. He can
That's funny.
conjure 3-letter Ds.
He can just summon like D's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can his catchphrase
Just 3
be-
though. Just 3 because he's 3.
Right.
I have a
three.
question. Can his catchphrase be "Don't make me give you the D"?
D's. Don't make me give you the D's.
D's.
D's incoming. D's incoming.
Nuts.
D. My D is coming.
D's.
So
That's
yeah, we
fucking
have
funny.
I
Three
like
D's.
I've got some triple D's for you.
I like that we're staying rooted in the birth of the character, right? Like if they
Well,
came
this
in
is
the
an origin
70s,
story.
This is an origin story.
Yeah.
This is what everybody's been waiting for. So enemies, we've got Kang the Conqueror and Skrulls, which is great because you've got so much material to like go back with Kang.
Yeah.
And Skrulls, nobody ever knows if you're a Skrull or not. So
Right.
right.
That could be the twist, is that they turn out to all be Skrulls.
It
Like,
turns out
I've
that
been a
the-
scroll this whole time.
they're all Dewey. Dewey's all that's how
My-
they work at Dewey. It's
my
all
D,
Dewey.
my D is a Skrull. But
Just the head.
here's what's cool: you could make one of the brothers a Skrull the whole time,
Right.
And
Or
yeah,
what if his enemy being he uses the D letters? What if his enemy, his all-time nemesis, is Numeric Man?
Numeric Man, that's funny.
So because he's letters, he can't face off against the guy who's numbers.
Right.
No, it's too much. It's too much.
All I got are D's.
Their worlds they can't exist
Yeah,
together.
we can't be on the same line
Yeah.
of type.
3-3 man.
3-3 man.
4 threes.
4-3 man.
16 by 9 man.
I think it only makes sense than Dewey is 3D man. Dewey D.
Eric Sullivan.
Okay.
Or no, if they have a Dewey Decimal Man, then that.
Did you guys watch Malcolm this week? Like,
Yeah,
what?
I did.
Oh, I've been rewatching
a good
it
show.
like hardcore.
It holds up.
I wasn't allowed to. No, I'm kidding. I was allowed to watch Malcolm in the middle.
That's
It
the
would
next
make
one we
you
can.
a bad boy.
Yeah. Your mom was just. I love that the joke now is your mom was like, Michael, go upstairs. I need to watch my shows. She watched Simpsons and watched Malcolm in the Middle.
No, Michael would just hold like the yarn in his two hands.
But he wasn't allowed to watch. He just had to keep looking.
Close your eyes.
Look at Mama. You look at Mama.
You look at Mama. Martin, you missed it. Jimmy and Rob at the recording, the live recording of the daughter, trolled me out hard about how I don't watch The Simpsons.
He openly blamed his mom,
but I blamed my mom there.
and she was
Immediately.
there.
Just threw her right under the bus so fast.
What happened?
Well, the remainder of the night, it just kept on going that my mom actually was allowed to watch The Simpsons, and all she
Michael
did was
wasn't.
send me to bed.
Yeah. So she didn't let Michael watch it because she wanted to, and she just didn't think he'd like it or get it. She didn't want to be in that. It was like, you go.
Like, I just didn't want to be around my dumb kid anymore.
Kid was so dumb. He just ruined The Simpsons.
He doesn't get the jokes on the show.
Sundays at 8 are mom time.
Anyways, okay, so we've got a 1950s, 1960s test pilot era. I like the movie theater thing. Like, that's us.
Oh yeah,
right?
just the ridiculous. Yeah,
Like the ridiculous way of him
my
getting
glasses.
it. Mom, what?
And then you get that. Put on your 3D glasses every now and then throughout the
If only
episode.
I could take
And
them
people
off.
watching it are like, were we supposed? And there's never anything in 3D. It's just that's what happens in his life.
They just do the SCTV thing where they're like moving it closer to the.
And every now and then that could be like a really hard moment for him. Is what you said is like when it's like put on your 3D or take off your 3D glasses. And he's like, I can't.
This could be really dark and gritty for no reason.
It could be.
It's Rorschach, but 3D man.
Good joke.
The city bleeds in 3D.
Pestilence, rape, and murder. All
It's
in
like the-
3D.
All in 3D.
Such a nice day.
It would be good though, but what if that was the case? What if it was like the most ridiculous Marvel character became the most serious Marvel movie
Yeah.
ever? Right?
Yeah.
It'd just be so unexpected. You're like, oh fuck. This is like Marvel's version of the Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants
like-
to be the darkest.
Marvel,
character.
they did the Batman. It's fine.
Oh, this guy's hard, and then it's like 3D.
I think he's got to be cast by Jackie O'Hale now. If we're gonna make him Rorschach, you know.
That's a good cast.
I'm down with that for sure. But now, what if like his lair is an old movie theater too? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
tie into it. Like
It
an
closed down after the explosion.
Old... Exactly. and
Or
that's-
no, it's an old factory that made 3D glasses like the
There
ones
it is.
that you got in the books, like
Yeah,
you know, like
the
in
ba-
the
the-
50s.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
the Cracker Jack
No,
bottle.
There's also X-ray specs.
his hideout is the 3D printer section of Best Buy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because he also works there, but he's broke, so he has to access all the Best Buy gear for his crime fighting at night.
He's just sitting there staring at a 3D printer.
He's actually the last remaining member of the Geek Squad, and like, that's what he's actually. That's the
Someday.
Geek, they call me.
Someone comes in and they're like, I need a 3D printer. He's like, just let me look at it, and then I don't whatever. There's
He
nothing-
builds it. He
Yeah,
builds it in front of them.
yeah.
He just takes like it's like short circuit. They just
Geek
zoom.
Squad, assemble.
And they do like Edgar Wright cuts where it just shows him grabbing parts and then it's just assembled. It's like and then cut, done.
I don't
It's
think-
amazing 3D printer.
I don't think we picked a character that's from like the 90s. Like they stopped like all of this nonsense.
Because clearly someone
This is
took
from-
over the company and was like, "What is going on?"
All right, you're
We-
cut. You're cut.
Like
None
some-
of these guys can beat Thanos. What is going on here?
You just get some tight ass suit walking in the boardroom. It's like, all right, who's responsible for fucking Hell Cow?
Or I
You're
feel
fucking done. Go.
I feel like Stan Lee one day decided to come back to work and was like, "What happened?
what have you been doing? Like
What-
Howard Hughes? He's been
Yeah,
away for so long.
yeah, right." And then comes back and is like, "Who kept listening to me? You listened to me while I was on acid?"
Stan, you were
Who
pissing in
did this?
jars. Why are you here now?
Yeah,
Go
because
back
you're right.
to your
It's all
lair.
like between the 50s and like 70s that all these characters were
Which,
made.
like, when you look at the times, right? Manners, gentlemen,
Yeah.
very old school ways of thinking
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
demeanor. Like, the 50s to the 70s are every 10 years it changed, right? But
Yeah.
it wasn't. The comics of the era are so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And now it's like, how dare you write anything dark?
Yeah.
Because you might offend somebody. And it's like, yeah, but we were making a fucking spider pig. Like, tell me that doesn't
I think
offend
it's
you.
because also at that time it was a type of literature that wasn't taken as serious as literature is
That's right.
seen.
Yeah. True,
So there
very
was
true,
no
yeah.
editor that was looking at it and being like, how does this connect on an emotional? They're just like, cool, money.
This is
Right?
sick.
Like, yeah. And,
And that's why it became so successful.
well, and everybody was probably happy to work. Like, if you were an artist doing the artwork for Spider-Man or Hellcow, you're like,
Fuck
ah,
yeah.
it's my job. Like, whatever,
I get to
right?
draw
So
Hellcow.
that's right.
Yeah, I work at Marvel.
Yeah,
Fucking-
right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I'll
Shut
do
up.
whatever they want me to do. Yeah, right? Like, I think it was also, again, it's a time era and an industry that the people, the shareholders, if you will, didn't actually quite understand. They just were like, lots of it.
Yeah.
Make all of it. Make
Throw it
all
at
of
the
it.
wall,
Just
They'll
do
buy
it.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this,
Somebody will
this,
see it.
this was a time, too, where they were being sold for like 15 cents,
Exactly.
25
It was
cents.
nothing. Kids are
right.
going to waste their money on it anyway.
That's right. So kids would waste their money on Hellcow for 25 cents,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Gotta get them. Gotta get them
Yeah.
in the store. Hell cow, spider pig.
I hope I'm maybe there is, but I really hope they make or are a documentary on really the evolution of comic books from the way they started,
Somebody's
even
doing it.
in the 30s, to how it is now.
You know what?
you
If they
know?
aren't doing it, you should do it because I guarantee you,
Let's
they'd
do
be-
it.
like you'd get access to the vaults.
it would be so cool.
Someone will buy it. Someone will buy it.
Well, even the term graphic novel wasn't something until it started becoming a medium taken more serious.
Well,
you know,
and
like,
that's like
well, yeah, like until you had an actual novelist that's like, I'll fucking write this
it's
shit.
that
Why not?
that episode of Fresh Prince where they keep calling his thing a doll, and he's like,
Oh,
action
action
figure.
figure.
Yeah, that's right.
Action, graphic novel,
That's
not
right.
comic book.
That's
The
right?
right.
only leather-bound books I own are graphic novels.
Yeah.
The Sandman 1 and 2.
Yeah,
No, the people comment on my Watchmen extended edition in the bathroom when they go.
yeah.
And I'm like, how dare you poop and read in my house? No, I'm kidding. But like, they're like, oh, where 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they would have been like, nerd.
Yeah, or it was just like, what is it? Like, you don't put this in here. People are going to see it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
go hide your
Whereas, like,
nerddom in
yeah,
the
go
corner,
hide your
right?
shit. Yeah.
And now Mark is just fucking killing it in his collection because
Yeah,
all of his stuff is
unreal.
bearing fruit now.
His Beta
Yeah.
Ray Bill stuff is going to go fucking
Oh, yeah.
skyrocket.
His Beta Ray
Without
Bill
a
is going to
doubt.
turn into a fucking Lamborghini. Like it's nuts. how
Well, that's what it's
crazy
neat is
they are
like,
for this
you know,
shit.
like I was saying, like I had Moon Knight cards that I was
you
like,
go.
you know, and when I got them when I was a kid, I was like, who is this? But, you know, they're Marvel cards or whatever. You're going to keep them. And now they do have increased value because of the popularity of it. And it's kind of neat.
It
kinda
is.
cool.
Rob was saying it's rich man's art now. You see, like
Yeah.
Nick Cage he bought
3 castles.
a
Isn't his
T-Rex
kid named
skull,
He did.
Cowell? His kid's name is Cowell.
Cal.
I'm pretty-
Heavy metal
or
kid,
Cal.
too.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had the world's leading comic book collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And had to obviously sell it. But when
Yeah.
you look at it and going, Nicolas Cage ain't no fucking geek,
Yeah.
right? That gives it clout. That gives it street credit and shit.
Have you seen Crudes too?
So we've done 3. I think we got time for one more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
let's
go
do
for
one.
it.
Do it.
All right.
I'm gonna roll.
We're D20ing it from now on.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number
You're
7.
rolling bad today, Martin.
1, 2.
I know. I'm getting that all the way now. So when I play one.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
Didn't crit once.
Okay. This one doesn't have much, but we can attempt it or we can roll again. We have my
I'll roll again. If you have to say that, I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah, it's mean cuisine. There's not much there.
Number 11.
Number 11? Okay, I feel number 11 is
Mean cuisine. That's
8,
funny.
9, 10, 11. Slapstick, ladies and gentlemen.
Slapstick.
I don't even remember Slapstick, but I feel it should be a comedy-based character.
That's funny.
3D, man. All right.
What's if all the Stooges got morphed together?
I mean, there's 2 ways it could go. You could go the comedy aspect or like Marvel's Casey Jones,
Because there's a lot here with this.
where it's like a guy who literally walks around with a hockey stick. and
So-
slapsticks people.
Slapstick.
Yeah, like literally.
In a plan to get back at his arch rival Winston for sending him to detention,
Solo name.
Oh my God! So is he a kid?
Steve
a
dressed
grown ass man.
Steve dressed as a clown to blend into a crowd at a strange new carnival.
Is that what people do to blend in?
A
In
clown?
a carnival. In a carnival.
Oh, at a carnival. Okay.
I feel I
It
don't.
feels like you'd be easier just one person.
Yeah.
Jimmy. I just gotta say, I think we got Dewey cast a slapstick.
So hang on.
Oh
here.
my God, that's
hang
funny.
on. Before Steve could enact his plan, Winston and his date Heather were kidnapped by several clowns. Steve picked up a mallet as a weapon and followed them. The group entered the Carnival Funhouse and entered a portal disguised as a mirror.
Classic.
As it was closing, Steve followed. At the moment of entry, an energy burst raced across Steve's world, altering the senses of several beings such as Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Spider-Man, and Howard the Duck.
Okay.
Wow.
His molecule stretched across
His
30...
molecules got all real.
the molecules! 3,741 dimensions, and Steve ended up in the realm of the Scientist Supreme of Dimension X, who resembled Groucho Marx. The scientist helped Steve master his new form, a body composed of living, unstable molecules dubbed electoplasm. This essentially made him a living cartoon character. Wow. The scientist who had been ousted from his position by the Overlord theorized that Steve had come to his new form because it was slightly out of sync when entering the Funhouse portal. Using his new powers and a map, the scientist had Steve freed many captive Earthlings from evil clowns from Dimension X and their ruler, the Overlord.
What?
Oh, this is great. This is gonna be the serious role. This is gonna be the serious movie.
Yeah, like this one should be like totally from like a horror aspect.
I'm
like
thinking
a real
Chris
intense-
Maloney and Happy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dark
Getting from
horror
this.
comedy.
Yeah.
And Sam Raimi.
Dark horror comedy for sure.
This is what I'm This is the sense I'm getting from hearing.
Okay,
that.
go with it. What else?
Well, geez, I mean, man,
It's cool.
Because
all
fun
of this just sounds great on its own. I don't know how it hasn't been done yet.
I think the
Funhouse,
actual,
Horror
yeah.
House,
Yeah.
Portal,
An R-rated Roger.
Other dimensions too.
other 3,700 other
But
dimensions.
I think
Martin.
of like
An
just
R-rated Roger Rabbit. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
That's what this could be.
Yeah.
Cartoon in live
like
action.
think of the actual scene of when they go in through the portal. It's not fun at all. It's
No.
not like, oh, this will be cool. It's
This isn't
fucking
Stargate
terrifying.
Well, in
SG-1.
It's terrifying.
clowns, we all know, easy to go dark real quick, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, then you can go with fucking Spawn is DC or Marvel?
DC.
Spawn,
DC.
yeah.
Fuck, I was gonna say you could go with the ice cream clown guy.
Oh my god.
But instead of the guy who looks like Groucho Marx,
Oh,
can we have Captain Spaulding?
You can get Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal.
Or what about the big scary mask from that one season of American Horror Story?
Oh yeah.
Like that kind of. I
Yeah.
want that kind of thing
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on here.
Slapstick has cartoon physiology, meaning he can manipulate himself in impractical. He's unkillable.
So basically, Michael Jordan at the end of Space Jam when he stretches his arm to get the final point.
Yeah.
He can
also
actually do that.
he can
Well,
also
so he's
break
like
the
Mr.
fourth wall.
Mr. Fantastic in a way.
A lot of people don't know Popeye is actually the most indestructible and unkillable character ever created.
With spinach.
It's true.
Yes.
Sorry, if it's gonna be a dark comedy cartoon based kind of like Roger Rabbit, Spider Pig can make a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. And you know what they mentioned with everybody? Like, this is the second one where we've got characters. We got Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Silver Surfer. Like, this ain't no fucking
He could be
chump of a
mainstream,
character.
yeah.
He can jump into the multiverse and be.
Well, and if he sees Silver Surfer, then he definitely can see Galactus because they're, that's directly and like he technically could have access to the X-Men and everything too.
Back to
so-
powers, you said, Jimmy. Unstable molecule physiology, which is great. Breaking the fourth wall, so he can guest on Forbush's episode.
Invulnerable.
Invulnerable. Crazy weakness. Due to being made of ectoplasm, a countercharge of correct frequency will destroy his molecule bonds, thereby incapacitating him until bond cohesion is restored. He can go like blow into multiple pieces. It sounds like, right?
He
Like,
can't die.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like he could basically go down to like a molecule level.
And he'll only
And
do
then
it because he wants it to happen.
okay, here's the best part of it, where you can
Him and
insert
America Chavez could have.
So it's gonna be a cartoon, right? He's gonna be a cartoon.
To the multiverse.
That'd be nice.
Martin. Yeah. This
Will we
is
get him voiced by Patton Oswalt?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That'd be so cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something neat, right? Which is where the gags come into play.
Okay.
His gloves have special devices, and he has infinite pockets. In proper cartoon fashion,
Yeah.
Slapstick is able to carry an arbitrarily large amount
Which
of
makes
stuff
sense.
in his pockets with
Yeah.
no burden. So, like, it's his bat
Like-
belt, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
it
like
just
what's it called, like the mask.
yeah.
When he gets arrested, and they just keep pulling stuff
Yeah,
out of the
exactly.
pockets.
You guys
And it's
Seen
endless.
The map comics are all like pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
they're hyper violent and it's
yeah.
just not what the movie was at all.
but and that's
They
what
didn't know what to do with
Yeah.
it.
But that's what I love about that style is like the mask fully embraced like the comic book realm of it. But the idea, and that's true, is when he puts on the mask, he can't die. Remember, he gets shot,
Exactly.
and then he makes a gag out of it. So that's actually kind of like,
That's it. And
yeah,
he-
he's like
if-
invincible
He
in a
could
way.
have done anything. He got shot because he wanted to get shot.
Well,
Yeah.
and with what
Yeah,
what we want to
that's
do,
right.
with,
Right?
so
Yeah,
Martin doing like a cartoon horror the stuff you probably was in Diabolical and any cartoon horror, you get to like. Kill Bill instantly comes to my mind when they break to the anime scene and they show how bloody violent it is. This can run all the way through.
I'd love a Deadpool fight with this guy.
Yeah.
Or even in the Marvel realm, Martin, I didn't tell you, but I actually finished a few weeks ago Hitmonkey. And the animation of that is incredible.
It looks beautiful.
It's super violent. It's awesome.
Well, it running with the Invincible stuff.
It's
right?
gorgeous.
Like, the things we want to do with
very
this.
in right now.
It is, and you can't get
so
away.
hot.
You can get away with it because
It's
all
not real.
all the what's it called? Like all the lawmakers that are always like video games are causing shootings. They'll never ever think cartoons can cause that.
No.
They'll just
They're still
disregard
saying
them.
that, by the way.
Oh, I know. There's a
They're
whole
still
bill.
doing it.
Yeah, there's a whole bill about the video game thing.
Fascinating.
They want to
In
charge.
the only place in the world where this happens.
One state wants to charge an extra tax that
Correct.
basically will go towards like when the law is broken, influenced from it, that money will go towards like I don't know, fix. It's fucking stupid.
Still
It's
happening.
nuts.
Hostess fruit pies.
It's easier to believe. It's easier to believe that video games are causing it than say the accessibility to guns.
Right. In place
yeah.
where
But,
it's the only place in the world where it happens.
Everybody,
It's
we
crazy.
just want to say all four of us play a lot of fucking video games. We play a lot
The
of
most
first-person
violent
shooters.
games, man.
I don't even like guns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I don't at all.
outside of shooting aliens and
'Cause, you know-
soldiers, I don't want to be violent.
No.
Because any part of me that's like, I wonder what a gun would be like, or blah blah blah. That's video games. I'll
Yeah,
get that out
I'm
while I'm
good.
playing
I'll tell
video
you,
games,
guys.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
like-
I had a brief stint in the military. I have played with a lot of these guns because I was joining the artillery, so I had to be.
Oh yeah,
I had to go
familiar
through
with
inventory.
everything.
When you actually get one of those suckers in your hands the first time, first of all, it's like, fuck, this is heavy. It's not fun.
Yeah,
You don't go, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's foreign. It's
and
cold.
it feels like, oh, this could really hurt. You feel
Yeah.
that. You're
And
like,
then-
this could fuck me up.
And then when you
I
think
get
about it, like, I'm good with the microphone. I'm good with my cell phone. I'm good with eye-hand coordination things. I don't want to be good with a gun. Like,
yeah,
when you're
it's
good
not-
with a
it's not
gun,
necessarily a
that means
skill I
you're
want.
using the gun all the time.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
You can't be good with a gun and use a gun on Sundays. Like, it doesn't. So,
Well, and I can't help but feel like a little bit of that mentality in the States, a little bit, is like, even when you brainwash yourself to be like, I have a gun for protection, but you're saying that because you really hope you can fucking use it, and then justify it with protection.
yeah. So
Right. Sorry.
anyway, yeah,
Anyway.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
Gunman.
What is Gunman? Gunman.
But you know who doesn't need guns? Slapstick.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
slapstick doesn't fucking need guns at all.
Just sticks. Just sticks.
Just sticks. Yeah.
Wood is good is his motto. Wood is good.
What were those slap bracelet things? Do you guys remember
they were
those
like
things?
rulers.
Those were-
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I thought those were at first. Like slapstick would like
What?
handcuff you.
Are you asking me what those things are?
You're
Because they're
going to
fucking
jail.
annoying.
No, but that, what if,
Oh,
what
yeah,
if that's
but
how
that's what-
slapstick handcuffs you? What if that's how he does it? He made his own thing that actually.
Right. Fits
Locks
all.
your
And he
wrists.
always says fits all wrists.
You know what
Yeah.
it is? Freakazoid.
Freakazoid.
This could just be
That's-
Freakazoid.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This could be done.
Who's
I'm shocked
are we?
they haven't already.
And you know what's great is we're pitching.
I wonder if he might, because the heaviness with Strange, Spider-Man, and Silver Surfer. This could be an alternate
Mainstream.
reality.
Yeah.
We're also pitching shows that are like, these don't need a huge budget, man.
Mm-mm.
No.
These are going to be like, and if anything, they're going to make more money because they're fucking cheap to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just keep
Yeah.
Disney putting, like, just make Disney listen to us. We know what we're talking about.
Well, all I'm saying is Disney, like, you got to figure out a way. If you guys are really going to bring in Deadpool, we got to address it soon because Deadpool cannot be
When you get,
censored.
here's my problem with what's going to happen with Deadpool is that it is their coming out moment of like, okay, now that we have all this and now that we're in full control of it, I feel. Here's what I'm getting at. I watched Kids in the Hall, the new one.
Oh, how is it?
So much fucking.
I hear it's great.
So much fucking dick.
Yeah,
So much.
I'm
D.
excited to watch.
Like
So
three,
much
there was
D.
3 Ds in the first 30-second sketch, but
That's
like
so
They've
great.
been waiting.
3D man.
3D man.
it's so good. It's
Yeah.
so good. But
Kids in the Hall's always been awesome.
the first sketch is full frontal nudity,
Good for them.
and you're like, okay, I now know where I am with what the rest of this show's going to be.
So
It's
it's,
also-
like what they've wanted to do.
I was gonna say it's
so
that
much
whole,
of they haven't been able to
Right.
do this shit.
Right.
They couldn't do it then. They're allowed to do it now.
It's your Curb Your Enthusiasm moment. It's you get
Yeah.
to go on a network where you get to do everything that you were never.
They're wearing
allowed
their
to.
mega hat.
That's right. That's right.
So
That's right.
I equate what Disney's going to do with Deadpool with what Kids in the Hall did with their show. in the first sequence, Disney will let you know exactly how far they're willing to take this character,
Right.
and then you'll know, right? And it won't happen at the end, and it won't be a fuck bomb in the middle of it. It will be right off the hop, and you'll either
A
walk.
literal fuck bomb.
A
That
literal
literally, Disney's gonna have to put on a bunch of magnums and just start screwing.
Yeah.
Put holes in them, and they'll keep it cool.
Yeah.
But like,
You can last longer that way.
you're either gonna walk out of the theater or you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? I think they're going to do it in a way where, like, the more I look at it, like, again, you can't help but be an obsessive nerd, just like the internet with Multiverse of Madness. But the way that they did such a brilliant job with the other variant universes, with like Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and whatnot, that was the one that made me realize I think I've been looking at it too linear of. How do they bring the X-Men and Fantastic Four in? I think it's no, they exist clearly. It's we're going to go to them.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be two separate universes that exist under the MCU umbrella, and Deadpool being Deadpool can be what America Chavez does without having that power.
They'll intersect
He's-
in story,
Totally.
and it's this.
And
okay?
he can do stuff
All
that
right.
they don't understand,
Boom.
right? And we do, he does, that's the joke, and that's Deadpool doing Deadpool, right?
How do mutants feel about people that got superpowers just like from radioactivity? Or
Yeah.
whatnot, or
Do
Hey,
they
like,
like? Do
you're
they
right.
feel they're chumping it? Like
That's
they're
what I mean.
wannabes?
It's not fair.
Right.
Like,
We're born with
And
this.
that's the
Like, do
thing
you
is,
think they're the-
in our
I found mine in Auschwitz. How dare you just take
well,
a
and
serum?
like in our MCU
They're
universe,
purebloods.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. Like, do they
purebloods.
behave that way? Like, how does it work?
well, and super people for the most part are
Superpowers?
seen
Oh,
as
mutant.
like heroic, but in the X-Men universe, that's the ongoing struggle. Is most
Right.
humans do not like mutants,
right.
so that's a different
but
universe
just like,
already.
hey
in
man,
terms
just like
of,
our universe, we've seen governments
yeah,
give the wrong version of somebody in
Totally.
some race. That's why mutants are so outlawed. It's because the government's afraid of them
Well,
because
like,
they
imagine
can't
trying to
control them.
explain to the people, no, I'm not a mutant. I just have superpowers.
Right?
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
just lift a car.
I fell into a super collider.
Oh my
You
God.
got to be careful
you
where
gotta
you
be,
fall.
you gotta be careful where you fall.
I haven't always been this way, or I haven't always been
I
this
fell
green.
into a vat of electric eel.
Fuck, that was great.
Right?
Shit,
Before
sometimes
I
you
got
fall.
bit by the spider, I was a pretty, normal guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As opposed to, I came out of my mom and
But
had
it's not only
gills.
that, it's I got bit by a spider and then I got to hide it. It's X-Men is like, oh yeah, no, I just get called mutant and then people throw trash at me.
And then they expect
I flipped my parents' car.
Yeah, right. My parents disowned me actually, and then I had to run away to a school.
I live with Patrick
yeah,
Stewart now.
so I live with this bald dude and like other people. It's kind of cool.
okay, before
I'm not sad.
before we're done this,
Not Wolverine sad.
Oh yeah, no one's Wolverine sad.
before we're done this, are we casting everybody from Malcolm in the Middle? Is that
Yeah, that's it.
okay?
I think the big twist is we've been looking at slapstick as a man. I think it would be Malcolm's mom,
That's funny.
and I think if anything, that would be slapstick.
Jane
Do we-
Kasmeric.
Yes.
Do
yes.
at some point throughout every one of these projects, do you throw in like the most Malcolm in the Middle moment as possible, so it's on the nose, egg on the face? Everybody's like, "I've seen this before."
A little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't
That's
help
what we've
but
been
do
waiting
it.
for.
Yeah, right.
Oh my
No,
god!
each show alludes
This
to
is what
Doctor
Bryan
Doom.
Cranston-
Hang on,
been writing.
Martin. What was that? What was that, Martin?
Each show alludes to Cranston's Doctor Doom. That's what they're gonna do.
That's
That's
what
the
I'm
big
saying.
There
thing,
we-
right? That's gonna
Yeah,
do.
like
And like
Cranston is coming.
what Jimmy said was that Cranston called Frankie Muniz and said he was working on a Malcolm in the Middle reboot. Maybe
didn't
it's
say it
more a
wasn't in this
reunion.
universe.
Yeah, maybe he said it was like more a reunion of them to just work together again. And
Yeah.
I think we should hashtag this episode Cranston is coming. This is the title of the episode.
yeah,
Cranston's coming for the D.
Cranston's coming.
Just Cranston is coming. That's it.
Okay,
Cranston is coming.
I can do that.
Oh fuck,
Well, that's
That's
four
great.
guys. I think anything more.
That was good. I'd like to do that again.
that's our Fantastic Four right there.
That's our Fantastic Four. That's what we're gonna call it from
That's
now
our
on.
Fantastic Four.
That's
They're
our
gonna get
fantastic.
So debates from a hat, I think, is a very good concept,
I think it's a very good. I think this should be a.
This is good. We should do this again. This is fun.
Okay. All right.
and we can do it with like a lot of different.
Dragon Ball Z.
Well, like, hey, you
Yeah.
know what? Like,
Yeah.
yes. Fucking Jimmy was like, "Can I pick Piccolo?"
I didn't say
What
Piccolo.
about-
I picked Hercule Satan.
Sorry.
Oh man,
Can I have Gohan?
Satan.
No.
Hello.
I was. We started the show with write it out, right? Because we
Yeah.
were like, "What are we doing?" We have to
Yeah,
invent
yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
I think 150 some odd times of doing a thing. Listener, maybe you could leave a voicemail and tell us exactly your thoughts on that by going to the link in our bio.
Where would you go with everybody?
Right? Or, what did you think of the episode, and what would you like to see for debates from
And
the
if
hat?
you came to the live show, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I didn't get your name, dude, but I want you to know that when you ran into me at my day job and said, "Are you Mike from the Reel Debaters?" you made my fucking day.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, like, out of everybody
Wow.
who came, we know it's not going to hide it. Like, the majority of it was family and friends, which is what made it so great, because it
Yep.
was like, we're going to try this in front of you, and if you
Right.
guys truly fucking lose your shit, which
Right.
they did,
yeah.
maybe this one day.
We had a man almost got completely naked. He was so happy to
He
be
took
there.
off his shirt.
Yeah,
he did.
it was
And half his pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and that
Amazing.
was because he
Yeah.
was so happy to be there.
And a gift certificate.
And
that
they
was
got
Yes,
expired movie passes.
That was the best. They're still valid.
I'm waiting. Yeah, they're valid, guys. Don't worry about it. To the girl. Who was the girl that you knew? That was your friend, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jane.
Okay,
Oh,
Jane.
she killed it.
Jane-
She just killed it.
When I looked at Jane and said, "Jane, come up," Jane actually was like, "No, it's okay." And I was like, "No, come on up." I did that to us. Because I
So,
was
yeah,
like, "No,
Martin-
say it."
So one of Jimmy's friends won a gift. Like she won one of the gift certificates.
Landmark.
And then at the end of the show, Michael was like, "So we just want to open up the floor. Like, does anybody have any questions about the podcast, anything like that?" His friend comes up to the mic and just deadpan, "The gift certificate's expired," and then just sits down. And then just sits down. We fucking lost our minds.
And like,
It was so funny, man.
I knew that, Martin, when he told me. He's like, "They're
You
still
didn't say
good,"
anything.
but I didn't say anything. And like, so like, at first,
really made us look like pieces of shit.
Yeah.
oh yeah, but like,
the gift card's expired.
it couldn't have been in a better room because it's like we know everybody, so it's not like.
exactly.
So. And then after like literally just everyone losing it, Michael goes up and goes, "No, they're still valid. Like, just trust me." They're still valid.
Sir, you'll have to leave. You're being very outrageous. These cards are expired. It clearly says here, expired.
They're valid. There is no Michael.
He talked to Angus. We don't know who that is.
Yeah. It's
Well,
so funny.
Angus, if you've listened so far, or if you haven't
We're
listened
so
yet,
sorry.
no, dude, everyone loved it. Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Please,
yeah.
please let them all in.
Yeah.
Anything else that you guys don't want, like general trash, popcorn, we'll take, and
Yeah.
those will be.
Yeah, like your free day stuff. We'll come by.
We'll come by again. We'll use them. So.
Yeah. That would be hilarious to give away prizes that we picked up from Free Day. I think that would be.
Who wants 2-day old popcorn, everybody? There's bags of it.
There's this suitcase I found.
You've
in
got
Morocco.
expired fruit pies that are still good. It says expired, but they're still good. Trust me.
They're from the 70s.
It's expired, but they're still good. Oh, fuck.
Like, would you take that with milk?
Right? Like just for some moisture.
I swear
the
it's
milk's
expired, but it's still
too.
good.
Yeah.
Little chunky.
It's just cheese now.
The first people who showed up were people we didn't know, and I regret not getting their names. So I'm talking to both of you, the buddy and his girlfriend. And he came in this week at work and was like, "Are you Michael from the Reel Debaters?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I was like,
start signing his
well,
face like immediately.
"No," I was like, "Did you not get?
Where
into
do you want me to sign?
Did you not get into your movie?" That's where I went.
You thought he was just an angry, like, "Are you fucking Michael from the Reel Debaters?"
Yeah.
Like, we didn't watch our movie, man.
I was like, "Oh fuck."
Knocking out expired coupons all up and downtown.
That's
that's
how
how
the
we'll
first few are going to go for us. I think.
This is how we're going to explain that whenever a fan approaches Michael, he starts with, "Ah!"
Whatever I did, I'm sorry.
They're valid, I swear. That's how he starts every conversation.
But
It's
he
valid.
said he had a really great time. He said he felt that it was a lot of fun, and he felt like he was at home and enjoyed it. And I was
Wow.
like, "Thank you very much, sir." So to you, that this episode's for you, buddy, because you're the first one to find us
you know,
in
it's
public.
funny. There was a lot of people like when I was talking to after the show, they were like, I wasn't sure how a live recording would go. A lot of people thought it was like we were doing a recording, and it's like you guys are just like
Gonna be quiet.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're gonna be quiet.
That's
and
how it's supposed to
respect.
go.
Yeah.
But like, no, I was like, no, man, this is like a
That's
live
not fun.
show. Like
Yeah.
that sounds horrible for everyone.
I've been
Like,
to.
Just
I've
silence.
that sounds horrible. Like we're not recording. It's not a comedy special. Like,
We'll
that
save that for the jazz hour with Martin Navarro in the tub with Martin.
yeah.
Right.
This
yeah,
is a
you know,
listening room.
That is
Yeah.
We don't
that is
talk during
like
listening
that.
room.
You're using your ears, and that's it. There,
Yeah,
right?
sweet.
Yeah. But it was just kind of interesting, and maybe that's because people have done other live recordings, and maybe that's what
It
they
is.
tell,
No, it
but
is the industry standard where like
it's interesting. I
you
think
go-
that's crazy.
Yeah.
you go and you listen to a bunch of other people talk, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do a lot of that, but I don't want
But, like,
I'm an
that's-
anti ADD fucking a crowd, so I want something interactive, and I'm a loudmouth, and I want to express my opinion, and everybody has an opinion about
Well,
movies, so to not
yeah.
would have just been stupid.
And that's why you listen to the show.
Yeah.
The show, right? It's like going to see a band. Like if I want that, I don't like background noise, or I want like
Listen to this here.
You listen to the album, and then when you go to them, it's that experience. Whatever they're going to give you.
Dave
is
Grohl
like,
talks
right?
to the
Like,
crowd.
all the time,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I'm no Dave Grohl, but hey, I'm gonna talk to you.
and people by the end started really liking coming to the mic.
They
Like
get
there were people
comfortable.
running. Remember, they were.
They
the
were gonna
joke was they were
fight.
going to fight to the mic for that gift card, right?
At one point, Doug and Cam both got down in
Yeah.
in the starting blocks, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, go, and they both ran to.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, thank you to friends and
People
family.
see someone else ask a question, they get a little more comfortable.
It does, yeah, and you guys did not require a lot of poking.
No,
and
you did
prodding,
not.
So
No, and I think too is like again, I get it. Some people in the audience get anxiety about being put on the spot or whatever,
Yeah.
but like that's not at all. It was like you come up if you want. We're not going to put anybody on the spot or anything like that.
yeah, and you know
Right.
what you're here for, right? Like you clearly see we're all acting like assholes to each other.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it, and you can also give it.
Some of the best feedback I heard was people were saying I could listen to you guys just bantering with each other like all day, and that was like
That's what it is.
awesome. And right, and like sometimes we get cautious because we're like, okay, we're going off topic too much. But some people are like, that's the shit they
You've
love.
opened up a fucking
right?
Pandora's
Like-
box.
Yeah,
guys. We're
yeah,
gonna go
right?
so deep in the fucking
Yeah.
weeds now.
Yeah.
I haven't told anybody yet, but just an FYI, I will be back in Winnipeg in August, end of August.
Oh.
Just a few days, only a few days. I'm coming back for a wedding.
Yeah, he's sneaking. I
Dude.
knew. I knew. You
That's
said, don't tell
epic.
anybody, but
I
So
get
if we can do a live recording during that time,
of course we can.
I get back from Toronto
What is it,
like
August?
last week of August. So
Okay.
I bet you by the time I get back, you're getting in. So that's perfect.
Well, and here's an interesting thing, Martin. Raj, who was there, is getting involved. This is for listener
Oh,
too.
yes.
You guys can listen to this, guys. Where he's involved with the gas station theater, and they have an outdoor
Ooh.
patio now. And we were gonna do something for trivia, but they already have somebody, which is totally cool. And he was like, "Well, I still want to do something." And I was like, "Well, we can take this anywhere. I've got a computer and a thing, so we could essentially do something from the patio while you're here,
That'd be cool.
if that works
Yeah.
out." Because I'm
The
still
I
talking.
will have the 20, like the Sunday free, and I'm here until Tuesday, so I'll
Okay.
have the Sunday, Monday free.
Yeah, like a Sunday night show there.
Yeah.
Like I don't
The
care.
Sunday night sex show with Martin Navarro Jazz
What-
Hour.
But like it would be a great test run to do an outdoor show.
What's the
Yeah.
date? Sorry, on that Sunday.
We'll talk after.
Okay.
People
Yeah.
listening don't give a fuck anymore.
Oh
I
no,
don't
they
think.
will. They like this stuff
They
because
want
they're
it.
like they're just normal people too.
We're normal.
We've been normal from the start.
That's right.
The best part of the first episode is I think we're working now. I think that's recording. I don't know.
But that's I love it. Live show, summertime. Let's go for it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm down
I
to
love
do
it.
it. In the
It's
heart
great.
of the So anybody in Winnipeg, there you go. We might be doing another live show a lot sooner than before we thought we were. So stay tuned for that. You need to subscribe to the show so that you can stay in the know. So any
And someday,
podcasts.
Reel Debaters on tour.
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
Oh
Across
yeah,
Canada tour.
the road show.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would do it.
Aren't you guys bringing the gear out here?
Yep.
Or something?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Vancouver.
You guys should also do segments of you guys on the road for the whole trip. kind of,
Hey,
you
dude,
can
I
kinda
have a portable
incorporate in.
recorder.
Yeah, I think
bought
you
it.
guys should
I
totally
bought it
do
for
that.
such things that finally happen.
And you guys should make it seem like you're just bumped into Martin. What's up?
You live
What are you
Dude.
doing here?
I thought
Sorry, guys, just getting out of my Lamborghini.
Throws the keys at the camera. Sorry, guys. Spam.
Stick around, listen to the end credits, stay in touch with us. You can leave a review, you can leave a voicemail, and follow us on one of the many platforms you can. If you want to watch dumb shit, hit the TikTok. If you want to just know what's in the thing for the show, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are probably the least used, but still stuff goes out. But either way, just get involved in the Debaterverse because this is fun. And
Oh, you can leave
like
us
more people.
voicemails too.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
and like we'll play it because it's audio, and that's what we do here.
Oh, and we have cool merch.
Yeah, we
We
do.
have signature merch.
Skateboards?
Yeah.
Skateboards?
Skateboard, but the signature shirts are live, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. That's another thing. If you want to dress like Charles or Jimmy or Martin, we have all made shirts that have some of our favorite props from some of our favorite films and shows on them. If you can figure them out, then you're just as nerdy as we are, so welcome to the club. They are on our site through Threadless, soft, cozy T-shirts, big hoodies.
Butter soft.
But like that concert T-shirt that we all love.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we have.
And they're
So-
cool, man. The
They're
shirts
cheap.
are cool.
They're
and
cheap, guys. They start at $22,
And they're
right?
very cool shirts.
You get free shipping over $75, I think, with that site. So
Maybe
when
you
we,
get 3.
we're probably going to be putting an order in together. So if some of our friends and fans want to jump in on that and they don't want
Yeah.
to pay shipping, I'm totally down. Just we'll figure out a way to make it work. And,
Oh, man, totally.
But they're all there, and there's also a shirt for the unofficial official mascot Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were
Anybody
great,
who
too.
buys one of those shirts, we just donate the money straight to Manitoba Underdogs.
Yeah.
Nothing gets made off of that.
No,
So
yeah.
it's straight donation.
It's for the dogs.
yeah, we're not
For animals.
a charity that doesn't give money to the charity.
Yeah.
We'll take all our profit and give it to them.
It's a really cute shirt. The design is great.
And every time you buy one of the shirts that represent me, all the money goes to me.
That should actually be a thing.
So-
Maybe yeah,
That's what it says on the back of the shirt.
Yeah. Whoever can sell the
Proceeds, too.
yeah proceeds.
The Jimmy Skinner Foundation.
To just Skinners.
Enterprises.
Skinner.
Martin, give me any of your dates so I can put them in this that are coming up because then people can see them and shit.
I don't know my dates right now. I
Okay,
have to
that's fine.
check.
Just email them to me after the show.
Okay.
So that people in Vancouver.
I'm doing one tonight.
Oh,
Actually, me and Jimmy are doing a show at Vancouver together.
I don't know.
I have to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure I can get on that show.
You could probably get on it.
ladies and gentlemen, you'll be
Yeah.
knowing when Jimmy and me are heading out to see Martin with our significant others.
Well, the
We'll-
show will be June 11th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anybody out
Shit,
there, who's
that's
a
coming
fan-
up, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
So you guys are heading out soon.
So
eh?
yeah, we are. Yeah.
That's
so
exciting.
Vancouver, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
3Ds right up in your face, and yeah, I've been slapstick.
Oh my God, I have been Hindsight lad.
Man.
And come on,
I have been. I don't know. Fuck.
no, you're 3D man.
I don't want to be 3D man.
Ladies and gentlemen, watch all the movies. See you next week. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, another Real Debaters production is in the can. Thank you so much for listening. If this is your first, second, third, fifth, 20th time, thank you so much. But thank you to the first timers, the ones here who pressed play for the first time and took a gamble on us. If you like what you heard today, the easiest thing to support the show is just to subscribe. Hit the like button, the follow button, whatever's in your podcast player. Make it so that we're always there every Wednesday for you, okay? That would be huge. If you want to stay in touch with us, if you want to follow us, there's a couple ways to do that. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. We're slowly migrating to YouTube by putting all of the things we've ever put on video onto that site. There's some surprises coming this year that happened a while ago, but I felt needed to be shared because they're part of the Debaterverse. So the YouTube page is coming. But if you want to follow us, it's at Reel Debaters Pod on Twitter and Instagram. It's the Real Debaters Podcast on TikTok. All of the links, all of the one-click away things are in the show notes that you've just listened to. So if you want to follow us there, that would be great too, because then you get to stay in the know of all the things that we do and what we're going to try to do this year and what we've done in the past, so on and so forth. Yeah, so that's how you stay in touch with us. If you want to contact us, it's therealdebaters@gmail.com. All the spelling for all these things is REEL to keep with the title of the show. So that you can send an email to us there, request an episode, want to call out one of us for being a goofball. There's places to do that as well too, like the Reel Debaters website. You can email us, or you can go straight to the website, rate us in Podchaser. It's realdebaters.ca. And if you really, really liked what you heard and you want to support the show in some fashion that requires you spending money, well, we got a couple ways for you to do that as well too. You can buy our merch at the Prop Shop. It's a store through Threadless. And it's online, and you can order stuff. We've got tons of stuff. We've got our Mass Debater wear there. It's our signature, original, and only line. It's our logo on everything. So you can support us that way. Go to the merch tab in the show notes. Or if you just got a buck and you're like, hey, I want to give you a buck and donate it to your cause, there is a tab in the show notes as well, too, that says donate to the Debaterverse, I think. And if you click on that, it takes you to a donation page where you can donate like $1, $3, and $5, and you'll get something for your $1, $3, or $5. Any more than that's just ludicrous. Luda. So, yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to tell you. That what I said at the end of the show. This is what you should listen to, because this is all about who we are, and now that we've gotten to where we are, we want to interact with you guys more. So these are the ways to do so. This is the way to stay in touch with us. Thank you to everybody, again, who's listened to the show. Again, you pressed play. You took a chance. That's cool. So without further ado, this is where I said I would talk more, so it's eggs on your face. No, I got nothing else for you. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. And watch all them fucking movies. Bye-bye.